and you ever feel near said you feel 7 days here. Tell UEFA Champions League matches echo so and right now games how do and also ever so one seminar about to pay a year show no so no games how do I call so various air centers and more with a year show no with a Christian a year the predictions how the buy in know you know about quite just spot on now meaning say no Emma boys no so kakra ya don't send about to pay a show no so now we move and Bo conference in Napoli the other to say Oma wagene call Maxwell analysis or yeah F Napoli wa nanka ebia obeko double chance e ama PLZ and Napoli ensu ko dwiriguye na mamemfa we entu ya say Barcelona ensu Maxwell e ka say Barca handicap win and also no e fall e through kama any other predictions about na they don't some e ba no pay ensu e wo so no so consona monitor e san say na o ma san tana say e be san so drop a set of a altar yes so e de mamu and as options e be mamu na e wo e show no so shano so me say ye be san so awram na ya other stories if am na enso e ba na fe ni san so awram enso e wo fie na ya din koma enso wo fie san se be fie a nyame ya duma e da fie da no ye o chenachi e na Kumasi Korobia Santeko Kometama wo any work of Morocco second leg game no e ba so enso e wo Casablanca na ye din koma ni piano pay e wo so no Santeko team no anopay and I respect the Sekoroko a movie from Ghana e do mane chemu enso e wo Morocco na makro say onema nyina enso betuma kama na ye be Santeko e konin sempi e na eba Safuduku Esquire warum e kasa de ma Santeko team wakasa e de afa omo trip no sanso e na wa my itinerary about Santeko trip to a Morocco Reverend say ko fi a legend enso e wo a Ghana football wakasa e de aba e de afa Santeko team no na okay say na no kwesiara e wa Crash Sports Stadium a coach I friends Abu Akar Watara na yehu no enso e of tase upon game no na wadin komo bi ayafa a work of Morocco team no was before game no na work no musuro kotoko Dear Namale Kasa, there is Sanche Muna enso eba e so no so coach Didi Dramani as a nano ewo brekum nani jiye nani so baba e kwanya ne mrante no enso efa so esi akan ewo aye brekum Golden City Park no nani soye yare unsem nyina eba ewo so no sanopai Tachiman City owner Charles Kojo Intim Nicky Charles enso ababe cheche wodi ntia nano na o make claims say Black Stars of Ghana squad for World Cup no yenton sa enfrede dey ayu no wakasa e dey fa aye squad sa squad no yare unsem eba ewo so no sanso and a minimum wage and that's a minimum salary e Ghana football no e won bia chase e pie ba na o ka se efe no e de betu ya so mo we say Ghana Premier League players de wan kese kra anya we kra no enye 1,500 Ghana cedis per month and I was omutima general secretary to the FE your friend Harrison Ado Esquire one enso adia football bi dem players no so we player na we see akan e Ghana Premier League club bia now we team no echa less than 1,500 Ghana cedis a month report to a club no emomo ya don't some eba na sansem no kan ya pe and a general manager Edema Samatex Edmond Aka and so dia no ye and so da bantini nyina yen sama ya transfer ya je ebremu ewo so no sa we for ha wo ma transfer boy am yet me nsem no kama Maxwell Nana Asian atranse sansona say Christian edu say enso atranse Jacob Achusebe lead production team no heavily supported Bright Owusu Darling Paul Bright Watela woman airboy with a production Sansona Joan and a call live on Facebook and when you should be away now when you be and so monitor meeting Eddie Andrew so from Andy Casas on a pay metram Ediama chairman Bright can come with chamo baby obia the senior Kupunshra and so the manna Yanka a young woman I in command pay say Diamedi Ebisa Mabeja for and as a medejo motata na ma show me into any program no a simple a questioner after Enra Champions League game back our Emirates Arsenal Esha 4-0 against Atletico Madrid and I'm sure yes I may Guinness idea we say so say over the season Esha a very early though but meaning say when your time I monitor Mikel Arteta side Arsenal when you betray Arsenal team this season Arsenal games from elbow in the league in the Champions League. Sorry, Arsenal team now. o gidie yese afiwei eya afia Sarah ebe wana afiwei ebe Arsenal for afi se omuji the UEFA Champions League ana se Arsenal eji nia you can say English Premier League no sorry Arsenal play sesi ameno ka say ekwaya Mikel Arteta afa so the team any boys no ball omo bo edema Arsenal team no o gidie se afi ebe Arsenal for afiana Maminsa enka comments no Facebook Pure FM TV Facebook oko comment section wa na watro to the remember me kind nyina enso ma me yes streaming live on Facebook Sanso and the other social media platforms no TikTok say Chris on TikTok Sanso and Andy Castles on TikTok no ubenya show no enso monitor camera but Maminsa musa biom say Arsenal team no afiwe Arsenal for Afiana Premier League and as a Champions League, everything are falling in the way of Arsenal. Per ball or more bono, this season. Saying and a woman Mikel Arteta, side no. Sir Christian, I do say Maxwell and Asian and so Maminko Omaso and Afino, Minty Omajun Timmy. Yeah, remember me Facebook comment section, never be EP and so dear flu. Sir Christian, good morning.
Good morning.
And Ramoma, Yafa Kakransu.
Oh, I'm on for Scandal.
Yes, and Rasquad for Kakransu.
And I'm for Bocache. Etino, Enra, na Omaticani Kakra. And the crowd, the best Adika Crasa, the Somus. Because Nedian is a Muda Hopa. Yanko pay us, baby, and yet 20-30 os, Maso, a bear 10 os pay. Near the Mamma for Enra, a bear 10 os. Erima several people dem ye no FD so obi ka kire me se otie eno no ankasa de ye ni os enya 14 os eno twa no 100 cedis eno di 1400 cedis enra later nipa be me se bi kura frame me ma personally and me 10 os ede mo nyina ni nyina so timidify eno mo tie show we na omutie me predictions enra no so no se ogina so de ye wankasa personal order Andy enra no so ofesika enne de no so no me shada bantem ebo be 6 na me wodwuma mu a ma shada hwemu a Andy enezo mu da ho enti be 10 also bi de ye be drop ya matifo na obi ahwede obetimi de aye na eka ne ya bo be 2 months ago amanfo akọ nil saa no ye ma ya tifo no so ntimi nti omuka na o question na obi saa ye no oni de ma meji asenadi
mami too
I almost squad depth. Last season, and a party any one more. I can say, Arsenal Missy BB. Last season, and Arsenal bought a big game like Atletico Madrid. And our captain, Martin Odegaard, and the only one more. A Cabana effect on Arsenal. Last season, and Arsenal Messi Bukayo Saka. Even though Senra Nasaka are available, but at some point in time, Nasaka ni honum, but Saka any honum no, noni madueki. Even though say omu quality no enya de chrono, but at least Arsenal nye player se Saka ni honum a obetimiabo. So sa squad depth na Arsenal wo. Ah omu nyina banso a they deliver no. Are different from Liverpool there no. Say Liverpool's was squad depth.
Yeah.
But Liverpool squad depth, you know, as a players in a Liverpool top buy, you know, and then negative effect on the team one. And a players no so mobile, you know, and they are not gelling at the right moment. But Arsenal right at the time, it started easy now, no, and the Arsenal hit the grounds running. And so player be crying one more. You don't see say Arsenal misses a player. On the last game, my boy was against Fulham,
yeah.
Arsenal winning 1-0.
Yeah.
Only say Calafiori and a ball left back. But no Calafiori no ball left back. In their last game against Fulham, Michel Sarr game, you know, Arsenal biggest threat, attacking threat, you know, Calafiori. Arsenal best go biana. Only say the whole free bar. But no game, you know, na coach, you know, Eddie Calafiori at 19. No the air mat Abraham Luis Kelly. Ababashim. Now, me assure say Andy, players be a omunya apology from HM and BKB. Enemy no. the show second goal and
Martinelli
there. You started season way chairman can be but I think that Martinelli am a competition. Sometimes I do be here a competition. Anybody met me but only competition or you relax. Martinelli who say one competition. I think that or the best game for Arsenal in the last 3 seasons. Martinelli best game or body mass now this season. And Martinelli Abrante friend Eze the ball 10. No Abrante friend Odegaard Eze ball 10. Abrante friend Saka any Martinelli ball the flanks. Victor Yokeres Enra tap him but it doesn't matter. You real game no one 2 goals. Omo go chira omo pra no so ba and the NMS na hu yehu and your results no keke Arsenal squad depth no NMS na hu yehu no bia ebo so obi sa me se cia ye kasa se cia teams are very difficult to play against and so the Arsenal can Arsenal and to a large extent PSG
and this season we be Arsenal season
can get that one say the Arsenal in the season Liverpool in the same thing last season. All of the Champions League, Liverpool, LUC, on first game, and the last game of the group stages, you bought 7. Now Liverpool winning 7. On last game was away game to APSV. Now Liverpool winning away. Lucy Krana, no first sport, and no Lucy, free honum, and call to start game to APSV. But Sam Nane, the Betty Champions League, also there no be able to Liverpool. But do knockout stage, sometimes you progressing through a tournament, and so depending team on Beshiano. What I say, Sasna Kosia Timbia, also the Bompire is a win share PSG. At the knockout stages, Bompire is a win share PSG. And it early days there, but coming event they say cast their own shadows. Adia Arsenal say see idea. And I'm saying him the basic Nintino. So Casa Minka for Arsenal. And one of the favorites, the Champions League now. May Arsenal become
okay. Maxwell and ASN. Maxi, maybe Aboko, the chairman. The Yankopo Asi. And now, me where also predictions are the buy Barca, dear no Napoli, and warning, Omomuti, dear Omuti, Emanikuye. And then so we sure say a day be best. But to question, and I'm be on the say Arsenal. Per ball on my bond this season, both in the league and in the Champions League, do you see a few Arsenal for Afi?
Yeah, something is cooking. But the Arcan said they are all cooking or be cooking it very well. On says sometimes which man we're doing and the now say I say. Then you say be doing and the Barcelona we a mistake next year, need the bedding. Which man we're doing and come out be out in chain goom and you be mistake now. Na I say bibia obia do but na yes we need mediane enti say you have to still work and stay on guard when things like that work. Who say yes start season no you call yes start stage make us Arsenal this is the 100th year or more the top level of English football Munko relegation. That is the highest and at the longest time for any other club in the history of your friend say in the history of English football. Again, Enra was their 100th game in the Champions League. 100 win. Yeah, they needed their 100th win yesterday. Yeah. And also because they won emphatically. It's looking at how things are going. And now say even as a Wenger crowd, but second before ultimate lobby winning Premiership. No, we so second. So what is left? The Premiership. Looking at the squad depth of for me, they are the best in Europe or in the world. And they have what it takes to do everything. But something is still cooking, right? For Arsenal to stand the might of Atletico, Pano, Besson, the foreign Atletico, and for one to at Martin. Yes, maybe Atletico did not attack. Because I already had a short starts now. Atletico did attack, but so Arsenal were impregnable defensively. No? And something is cooking. And now make us all defense now, bulletproof defense.
Because you have a watertight defense.
Watertight, a bulletproof defense. It will hear missiles. AK-47 MM16 the FM Remo. Here your friends say huge bombers. Now being a piano so when you're Russia and US I want to bring you our weapon. What I say, so they are really doing well and everything is going on very well for them. If you said the airborne say misses upon near misses no. they've learned a lot of lessons. Say Yako 1, Yako 2, Yako 3, and yet one who said no, I was emphatic Arsenal best Atletico straight away. But now I never knew so best for I was expecting maybe a 2-1, 3-0 because Atletico and Gasomun to be English teams. Again, Arsenal so English teams or show almost
Spanish teams.
Spanish teams and Atletico soon to make English teams. But because the Atletico we at least only one goal, I was expecting them to at least get a goal. Now Arsenal best show. And Andy, I think it's a hell of a game. And for me, I think what they did yesterday, fantastic. Ebeya, if you want a frame, but your main come as a way. Maybe when a frame, say we are frame. No more saying coming and church my BK Binu and say Bayan Comodo among Kahani and both champions in the league in Uriah Sonoma. But I was I said today, I was ready. Or Mobile, not the last time. Hombas home Besako Penad and as that. But never think I'm TBK voice and how he's going to talk. But for me, I think Arsenal did better. And yesterday we had all the matches. But was first time I catch them say big teams in Amon Conway. Was I make a Dortmund so best 2.5. No, Billy Baz say 8. I'm saying no. Yeah, and Andy was good. It was good. And I think hey, but PSG.
Me question am bisa. Me question am bisa. Unianu. Me say afi Arsenal afi.
Yeah. But don't say early days yet.
Okay.
When, because so many other matches, even Champions League, I was but our money, your friend is an Interped or Mon concede goal. Yes. Majority as Mon concede goals, they scored about 9 goals also in there. 8 goals. So it means that about 8 goals. That's average law. Should be 3 goals per game. Non consider. That is a good stuff. Over Premiership no munswa. Omo match goals omo count. They are also conceding the least. It's all a tight. Name no more said there. Then they are in touching distance. But league in there, they are Yanni City now. Omo finding omo for because City in leg ball. But what I say, Guardiola no knockout games no instead that get too good. So it's Ancelotti. Ancelotti is a bad leg. No so instead that get too expert. Although a good, but a bad knockout games Ancelotti is deadly. That is the reason I urge you. And it's clearly would be say it could be their year. Looking at how Liverpool are doing, there things say City ne rem ne hame. But Champions League in there, PSG, Arsenal 1-2.
Mama messages no Facebook akrana fi me ko fa man no nsem nto aso na Emmanuel Jan asuzo from UAE John Gezi enso Bra Prince Legacy me say onso monitor issue na no pay enchiao say onso time bia no wo so aya na monitor ejumadi no na some of the comments by no kachire oso free some say Gunners we are doing our work. Okay, John Gezi say set piece again ole set piece again set piece ne dear no na set piece no obesha umubi na nzo nche odie who's Sims Kofi SO here from Amsterdam one suni Bra Prince Legacy was say if you didn't win bet yesterday just give up. Spartus Nimo Redu say Napoli just Napoli a Gregu the amano one side cry anane kunsu kojo krumo say Arsenal young konkwa Starboy I'm enjoying the show live and clear at Ahafu Mim Airport and also or say all monitor show no anope message say na edwane mi Mameshe we say PSC Kwaju Isaac Shadi was Arsenal emuaye de ono no message we aba no Mameshe we say so dia we aba ha Ura Kwaju or say Andy they can't win it. PSG look more dangerous. Maybe the Premier League will be for Arsenal. Mate, okay, Emmanuel say, mark my words. Big man, Arsenal this season we are coming like train without a break. No club can stop us. Still Gunners. Due to Andrew will say yes, Arsenal can do it. And also the dia or the abanano. Mama share this particular message. Namini and also inferior. Barcelona Esteli Aid was the best defense in Europe. Less goals conceded in Europe. More goals from set pieces. Best squad in Europe. We move. And from an Arsenal fan. What also the dia no na. Don't come back. I'll say okay. Messaging in too clear to me. Okay. Kwajo Sahene say nothing will stop Arsenal from winning a major trophy this season. Set piece, uli. Or Sunday dia or dia banano. And Hamza Edwasani, trust me, they can't. Okay. no so no Kwesi Cultures and forget why it's Ken Kwa. A few months later, BKB say we should sack as Mikel Arteta. Champions League, Arsenal will not reach anywhere. And Premier League 2, watching you live from Accra, Usu DHL office. And our show was watching as Maxwell and it's Christian. And so, Nana Safodi before this year Champions League final will be between Inter Milan and PSG. Again, PSG will beat Inter to lift the trophy. And also, the message or the about my big brother, Kwesi Adomako, a message. And so, Ababe coming, Sawahaba, greetings. Andy, I know you and Christian are rich now. I will be waiting for my share. Unfortunately, Enra, being to me and Fergus, Enra, weekend me mama back way into no, Enra, so she and Antias, I mean to me enough time, grant bet once. And by the way, I might not be happy, but I think Arsenal. Okay, I might not be happy, but I think Arsenal will win the Premier League. Okay, messages need a doso pa mesaba and me person me kind messages need be if you ho titi ade me sheda enya but ma me kwa mo na mra na afi no be ba na ma beto aso with messages and the no ye ba be yi nyina enso atimi de floor de ma mo kama esan se enen so no ye be say room na ya hwe games a eno so be ba so ena because UEFA Champions League na be san so ato aso ntina ye other games a eno so ehon sem nyina be ba ewo dwumadi ne so but ye kwa mo no ne na young fans brafe mame UEFA Champions League matches and no games of course no na ye nko fa resource na etos mame na afiri mfa nyina enso match for na mame fa we to get na 2 early kick-off matches e bas no Bobo conference Kiarat Amalti wom etena fi de etena so man shebi Emma club na ne front sem adia Pafos wom enso entime shebe no asa game enu so course mame fa we to get Arsenal na say we Barcelona ewo Munich Stadium Barca Eshensia Emma Olympiacos etimu bako via Temnes a family Lopez abo hat-trick Abranche France Lamine Yamal penalty and a Marcus Rashford and Swashe go bako and as was 2 goals Edema Clubber here from Sebastian Tenra Barca etene omunam kam na fe na me fa we end to get Newcastle United womo share 3 Emma Benfica team no womo anti PSV Eindhoven womo che Napoli esho 2 Bayer Leverkusen and Swashe 2 Emma PSG 7 Union Saint-Gilloise Anshabi Emma Bobo Conference Inter esho 4 no Copenhagen etrefi Emma Dortmund be 4-2 Mame Fantu ga Samon City Boboko no ewo Ceramica Emma Mushe 2 Emma Villarreal Boboko and Arsenal ewo Emirates Stadium 4 Emma Atletico Madrid Club no so entimente eno results enso to da yete won sem Emma mama na matches eno ewo so ewo UEFA Champions League no Mame ni Kenan Fantu ga Stadium yewo early kick-off games no Mame Fawe and to get enam ewo 4:45 yewo 2 matches eno ebedi ka so na Mame fixtures needing commander Atletic Bilbao ewo San Mamés wom ene Karabakh FK ebo Sansona Galatasaray wom so bo ediatia boto Glemtano 2 early kick-off matches eba so yete won some emamu ewo so no Mame Fawe and to get about 7 p.m. Atlanta ewo Bergamo omu ene Silver Prague ebo Bayern Munich ewo Allianz Arena wom ene Club Brugge Sansona Chelsea ewo Stamford Bridge ebo de Ayers yewo Eintracht Frankfurt against Liverpool Monaco ene Tottenham Hotspur Real Madrid able Juventus Sporting Lisbon and in the Olympic Marseille game no and also able so ni ade won sam no yet ema mum nso Juventus sana pe yankwa na ya games and so timi call so e was UEFA Champions League no na me shall say from Emirates Stadium because na Emirates and so first half no na between club here from Atletico and Arsenal why pampe name second half no and Arsenal and so Sani Jamnadi go Atletico team so na me fa we enter and we game no na Atletico I consider 4 goals and yet Arsenal me Atletico players no wam echo away end echo pass supporters natural because and right there course no awo genius and say some supporters over 2,500 and so every Spain ebe piemo ewo England oba London na just 4 goals and obaji no Japan game no manim community branch your friend is Antoine Griezmann and ye oba player meeting Julian Alvarez and watch captain Coque Resurrection and them ranting and so koye achopa wam at the command club friends Atletico wam supporters Edim Guasia and omo diabre club the game na kasi start no na obi anim say Atletico yete ebi a go nso te ko kwa na omo na Eben especially aya branch friends Julian Alvarez no bola one ebon no na esaba so lose fund no na aya disappointing onye one Antoine Griezmann oh say Griezmann and also Atletico supporters anymore one obon some Ensurma supporters no and dear course na manya a video of coach friend said Diego Pablo Simeone na I had minim Simeone na oswana Mami Atletico ayo coach friend said Diego Simeone because sorry opinion anima any nyabuchane have video ni di ade na be eni so na etre ayo coach friend said Diego ayo Simeone be ba cho so video we na wa consider ayo 3 goals and so mo capture no Diego Simeone and esu Arsenal ama Simeone enso esu ayo Emirates Stadium and area channel penalty just we no ayo de arrow no energy enko akwasinom just energy enko and etme be nyina no ya tell some emamu enso so no sanope mame fa we ento no say and I say Arsenal under Mikel Arteta e was UEFA a Champions League no some a group and as a Champions League said near old face and as a new face no say Arsenal e wo fie mame Arsenal for start no because e mo den pass so fi see Arsenal team na e den so also benya victory e dey Arsenal empo dia ba na kwaya den say e den sa clubs no e ko Emirates wo mo e betimi ashe goals e dey Arsenal winning 9 matches our Emirates Stadium mame fan to the Arsenal woman asher 26 goals woman unconceded goal way Maxwell Ebeka say a hell of a record and so the mame Mikel Arteta and then the side no and the Sansam no yet mame yedi san come no mame fan to the Arsenal the last 12 games this season woman conceded just 1 goal from open play and the Arsenal defense no for mame William Saliba and your branch friends Gabriel guys mama chiro pampe wamu ayira chiro tentende say at the man clause say wo face Arsenal empo eba open play goals abetime asebi and so that Arsenal a club because 12 games this season just 1 goal and we concede from open play and a club France Arsenal and na me di goalkeeper na your friend Sam David Ryan me didn't come at the can himself name mama Victor Jokeres because enra na Jokeres akọ 10 hours na on share go mami fan to say enra 3 minutes Abrante no ebo 2 goals and so at my bobo friends Arsenal and Victor Jokeres enra me be catch us monitor friends Arteta ebo player na so enra na good news and so my Victor Jokeres to also essence enya man of the match award and Arsenal striker because 10 hours na untimi share go now they just 3 minutes 2 goals not just Abrante no ebo on home day and Victor Jokeres and you didn't want some answer to ja e what made in the pen now when we say goalkeeper that friend said David Raya and me be catch us no cost 6 hours on concede goal get and no say goalkeeper e cost 7 hours one concede a goal and branch friend said David Raya na David Raya e kasaye after enra game no yenti Arsenal goalkeeper and sama what nadia to ja wakasa e dey fan team no also squad depth no massa say Arsenal omo baby omo different level yenti goalkeeper your friend said David Raya after enra victory na ono ankasa personally e cost 7 hours on concede goal David Raya and Sydney
is incredible, you know. We have a lot of players and we have a lot of players that can play in 2, 3, 4 different positions. So like today Merino came as a striker and he can play as an 8, can play as a 10. So that's the variety that the boss has and he's using it for our advantage and for the best of the team. So it's looking very, very, very good, and that depth is very, very important for us.
Branch friends David Raya will say so advantage Arsenal for any position biano one our best 2 players I say where the one ma when so it me manager so you so to advantage of Arsenal club in general driba kwa season we ebo Arsenal club no na ma me Arsenal against Spanish opponent no emo den so Spain for no end me and winning game some fancy Arsenal wonu say Arsenal so your strategy we for Champions League no one the only club about the history of the UEFA Champions League 7 consecutive games against Spanish oppositions. Nina Arsenal at the win. Wamu Asha Real Madrid twice. Wamu Asha Sevilla twice. Girona Omasha once. Wamasha Bilbao once. And Omasha Atletico Madrid and so once. And just any man and so anytime I omiti Spanish opposition and Jatia yet want some Emamu and so so na mami ora friends say Jamaica Carragher na Jimmy Carragher and no monitor game here no and Jimmy Carragher and ever to get no obian himself or Liverpool ni and just one or support to a Liverpool name no crap and said the air course sees way Adam Arsenal oh bida that you bida was same Arsenal say or to TV announce our stadium now or Arsenal Nanko phone any set piece sir a corner announce free kicker woman I know the answer and so unity because on say a damn phone ever make something out of a set piece and no so almost sounds so set piece a go and you get Brahma guys I know and Jimmy Carragher say she says Sadia Arsenal for you know what be the ever football set timbako so on your set piece no be I am answering and no a reference Jimmy Carragher and you didn't want some answer to ja ever a so no say free Arsenal 9 PM and so Barcelona ever Mondrick Air Stadium Barca S6 Emma club na your friends Olympiacos at Timubako na Olympiacos Ebufuaba mama player your friend said Danny Aya Garcia or your Spaniard name obo adimo Olympiacos Aya club no was some young fan to yes obia and na Olympiacos Barca show 2 one eba teba ko second half just omu Chelsea game now referee akwayi red card area kobo player now say red card no unfair na omu be that since or no was starting to all football so red card na referee edema omu player no just a red card where a red card omu be that now was seeing fan to so game no 11 and ka resource no I must say the chance na to obi anyintum so red card no enum and abesesa a game no the resource enum a branch friends Danny Garcia and on this 7 area to ya na coach friends Jose Luis Mantaliba coach no ni bufu pa mame aya Olympiacos coach friends Jose Luis Mantaliba na osiem fan to get say ayo 6-1 aya resource e ba no e be go down in history nemum no kwale obi a we game no bia no obo say enya say and na say game no esia ko because referee no influence enum enema score line no enso etime ba enti uti opanyini nsema waka o chance bia na ba sabetime win nemum say obo be concede 6-1 there no chance na tanka game no 11 na omunyini senka nyadia sa resource ene be pie enum wholesale women Taliba and this sound command enso ba na mame Barca player and man of the match was so far the match airball Fermin Lopez na Fermin Lopez abeya adwuma kama and 3 goals and was said man aye club of France Barcelona mame fan to say Fermin Lopez me no ka say we baba get the youngest player also hat-trick Ediama Barca it was UEFA Champions League since Abranche France Christian Tayu in 2012 Tayu ebo hat-trick ebe the youngest ever player for their club you from say Barca say over hat-trick our Champions League no player na France Fermin Lopez and some atia you call na mame fan to get Fermin Lopez edi tuja sem ono enra ball na hu sekutana no o ka kire ni teammate no say obia signing autograph emfengo ball no mfama no because we idea on players ni na na TV here and you no kwa enti match ball no we ma aye the teammates ni na obia sign ni autograph edi go ball no and odi ko fie enum aye branch na your friend say Fermin Lopez no na kra we na enka Arsenal team no e ko ba sesen ko moton ana se babo ka France Barca e ko ton aye Fermin Lopez amra na Chelsea for April and ya Dani Omu April edi adno enka Barca edi be fine Hans Flick and ye fanama me anra Hans Flick oyi Lamine Yamal edri fenoma taba na opeso oyi Lamine Yamal no yamin esegna coach ni se onya abotre kakra emfama no na omo game ne kakra na manager no enya abotre ema no extra 30 minutes later and we play ready free mo na Hans Flick say Meba to munya botre nyankopon ya aduma on Sunday was say mobehu a different Lamine Yamal yemfen to say Lamine obi anim say arise edru aya big games enti we Barca supporter nana say be unhu Lamine Yamal ya coach na say yemfen to say on Sunday bra never mu play no obehu Lama obehu ni ye pa eno ayen sama coach France Hansi and so they have to get Enra na Lamine Yamal the girlfriend Nikki Nicole na our stance nimo na at a point Lamine every game no blow kiss and so them I a girlfriend of I am ababa my friends say Nikki I Nicole on Lamine mommy because your poor game no you say Lamine Yamal Nikki I Nicole and I feel Lamine ninua boy ketwa ewo I am na just a pack one na just we jina and so I picture na say you odido pa Lamine Ogusu just Odito only Nikki Nicole. One Edna Nikki say to say Lamina Busia Yagina to go say Nadamfu and so any Lamin naked brother no and on air Tenkonya image Nedemawa and Cabo player friends Lamin Shamala not just Bibia and Suya Kamasan no yet Emamu Ewo Sonos about it where any anti Lamin Nimiaketorini Lamin Ankasa any other friends Nikki and Nicole and our home we do no yet we Emamana Man City and Tiasam Panra Man City Ewa Sarameka I'm winning game there name Mami City supporters Man City and pay at the announcement Abba say I'm a fan bako I friends a guy a bright saw Jettenus Enra Ewa Spain game against Villarreal Abrantano Aqua Renem Kwaku na Man City say almost send almost condolences area come Abrantan and the family and the friends and if Obia we na de follow a football say we a difficult a time as to the Kobaye Emam na Abrantan and so free the details no and Yamano pay and a Man City club no woman and so announce say almost fan no say on card as a phobia and tia yet won command pay what you so but Mammy fan to as a Mammy Pep Guardiola and we board the game number 100 our Champions League Edema Manchester City na enwa neba nyina aye kama Pep enye 100 Champions League for Ayer City 63 Ayer wins 18 drawn games 19 Ayer defeat wache Champions League watosu Ayer second bako and UEFA men's Ayer coach of the year and also wasaje bako and Ayer manager Francis Pep general not just 100 Ayer game no bibia enso ye kama Edema manager Francis Ayer Pep Ayer Guardiola and area telling you know yet was a member make us a brontia your friends Ayer Rodri and Ayer Rodrigo Hernandez Ayer Cascante were pra game no to them we PM and so catch us a Villarreal club no one eka somba bonabaso Wamu ebe induction wamu Hall of Fame because 2 years ago, also 2 seasons ago, wakwa Ballon d'Or or your academy player until we a right opportunity. Wamu edible player so enra time omana yo unveiling just wamu inducted Rodrigo Hernandez Cascante and so Hall of Fame and awoha yadon amanemo and so until player nankasa and just okoyim to mana kata no and some moment okoje Ballon d'Or e podium so okay no and just wamu so enya no and so dia kwakobo kamani no yet was Emamona Brantana your friend say Ellen Holland Fadamami. So say about UEFA Champions League goals at Manchester City Viatia and Aka 6 now player friends Ellen Holland actually Sergio Kun Aguero so say Holland ewo a 30 Champions League goals at my club friends Man City player now your friends just Kun Aguero about 36 the in 61 matches 61 games and Kun Aguero and said 36 goals at Man City. Around your friends in Holland, I used to only 32 matches, and you said 30 goals. And you Man City, acquired your castle or your beast, and on air, dear. Now, Villarreal coach, your friends, Marcelino, and what if you lose 2-0? And Man City, and Marcelino, Ababonte Faname, and only a Villarreal coach after the game, and was seeing fun together. Hey, Man City. I'll say City, team where could over this season. And your last season was Remo. Sebia, Man City. Now we judge from a last season with him. Obey a mistake. Marcelino, I say, Man City this season entirely different from a last season. Opa, Didi Odia Opa, Man, you saw 7 any, and it's bad news about at Man City, and another bad news after say, one announces some support about Kuko, about Consuelo player. Your friend said Nico Gonzalez, because at a point, you will send Nico Gonzalez, not Olympic every game anymore. Emma player friends of Matteo Kovacic, one at a replacement to Babino, not Dr. Snake Agents on Shaki of Nebum. Now you see why the man Nico Gonzalez Robert Yashaki now say a Thomas Partey and Akopra a Nico a Gonzalez City supporters a wofu say Partey Akopra player no and go Partey tackle and I'm a branch of the friend said Nicky Gonzalez one also Ekopra and area na Mame Villarreal a president club no a president because I know our stadium was Ceramica our monitor game and I saw go so game no and I call a buyer. Na corner by no and no more information says to say Villarreal against Barcelona Penifo a cancel sa match no me catch us enra na ora France Fiorentino Perez mo enso achro e de ko artist so mo ntiase e ma sa game no e ma so protest awodo e cross over the weekend anyway e Villarreal president no na yes no panyina ne bofu pa e ne kasa yes o kasa sa he ma ba ko ten ntia no se de o si hwa no yes o panyina bofu ye e ma o kasa sa se we adia je so ma plan be bia wie na fe late a cancellation enso ba entwe enu no ra your friend is Angel Haru when I president Edema Real Betis or say La Liga on Penife on the enemy La Liga na omo pebipa and diama Spanish La Liga no na clubs bi baby and almost say just Saudi and Baswa almost say Spanish La Liga and then cry and to on tell some Penifo asa cancel a Barca Villarreal match na I was a coso and so I am Miami and the game no and so much and we catch us over friends and Walla Porter and the Cotuja Sam Martin over so and a communicate and so about Oma cancel sa game no and Newcastle 3 and Jose Moreno side and Benfica said Jose need 2 matches about Champions League Nina ewo ayem kese ewo England London walusu nina mami friend to say Jose Moya Dempana and no goalkeeper na friend said Nick Pope hey goalkeeper no ebi mun sam twin wunu sanra Nick Pope eto ball 60 yards assist Edema Harvey Barnes. While we game will be an Omonitaye, a Brenton eto ball from the goal post, Eddie Koye assist, Edema Brentia, your friend is Harvey Barnes. I know your player friends and I say keeper now, your friend is Nick moment or T-ball in here, not just one cause on the penalty box, 2 against 60 yards, I'm a player, and so J. Bono Koshe, and Nick Pokemanabaso, and I Deva PSG, Mamin Fawe enter as a PSG supporters and against Liverpool, Ewa Germany, na PSG Ultras, they come once and the Encofonia Ultras, Omaha, PSG Ultras, the Kawa Enra, Ewa Germany, Chesa Daddy, and then Yasam go to one Dedesa, no police for control PSG supporters, no, Encofonia say Champions League, no, Wabuya, which almost belong to the elite, because Omatibi, now Omuhesa Omayaka Krabia, Omasan Sot Yajimedia Kawanra, and Nipra, I'm going to call him a cruising game, no, not a Yasam go to and at was a game, no, Tim, no, and so winning 7. So a player will be able to so Mami Nuno I am Mendes will be able to know Mendes about so far 3 matches our Champions League 4 goal contribution and was also J man of the match back to back because against a Barca or J man of the match Mami Frantuga say almost 3 goals no Atalanta or say go Barca or your assist and or say go and was also your assist and my club Nidi and so at a year and a PSG European Masters no and area na a coach a friend say Casper a Holtzman a coach Adema club na France Liverpool said opinion na dia to your match no omulusu match in 7 minutes I say I 7 minutes per I don't lose or say bia nan combeting lose game no mum 7 minutes now waka no I the worst I 7 minutes about this season and lose I game no and so the mark bobo quality and so at I club of France and PSG and I according to manager and somewhere what they are to Lautaro Martinez and was sounds to Boko and my club of France into Abramusha 4 our way na Lautaro I mean France so when you say you see 2025 no player and what Champions League goes at the time Lautaro Martinez who said the year 2025 Lautaro Martinez has 11 Champions League goals player BN we are here Yawa Haaland, Yawa Mbappe, any other Obia no more Champions League goes the year 2025 and Lautaro Aya Martinez Yamanabaso and Diatia Yatin was about Champions League in Barcelona Yawa Aya Mami Juventus Aya players no na yanin come Edna ego to don and Rantano Womusu to Yakase Omu was Spain Madrid game in Barcelona pre-match no Ecosona Brantia France Kefram Turam and Aya there on no Cotinemo just a press conference no Kokasaya na Kefram Turam SA young fans who is Omu Juventus, Wamu Omu Aya Real Madrid, Wamu ever confidence, ever confidence, ever coach and friends, ever tutor, na onone brother, and a father, Omu Yaka in a way. I just am not ever the best team, so we are saying in Toronto and CGDS, Obo, Adama, the best club, we are saying, and Juventus, and then no against Aya Real Madrid, Omoba, na Omaba, Jombe Sweat, oh yeah, and we'll see and fan to get from Turam, says, I said, the best player ever we are saying Mbappe Dembele number 2 ɛno ɛyɛ Ke from to ɔmo nyinaa ɛyɛ friend anaasɛ ɔmo free France ɔsi ɛmfa to kɛsɛ the best player ɔwɔ wiase no ɛyɛ akora na France Mbappe. Number 2 ɛyɛ player ne din ɛde Dembele ɛno ɛyɛ deɛ teɛ manager your friends Ugo Tudor my coach was a manager and pressure and so on and so because our boss game against Madrid and against Lazio over the weekend so Olusu saw 2 matches now Mr. and Penefobe Pamo Ugo Tudor now Ugo Tudor I say I know I will play match no and was so I catch and run and say a young woman shoot 2 more 1 more shot because the ball open so go 1 more shot won't me and shall go into Wakacha Jonathan David mom I do some flower mo I Ghanian Yildiz mo said I also shoot to I am more Ben penalty box now Boshot FM at the goal and Subet Yaba and I go to door oh yeah and was see fancy say I Juventus say over draw to say they were Lucy now I catch a place and say one a coach no or calm or you clear and when you're motivated say watch the boys no and say boys I was or no coach there so say match be a final and so the man and come and say our plan our the best stop Mbappe and also how good are Mbappe name focus no and just on Mbappe because Madrid for no a lot of quality players and it's all the attention you know Mbappe so now just a Vinicius Junior any other Franco Maston Tuono, Jules Belliam, F1 Edi, Ebetun, and just about Mbappe, name about Real Madrid, and we go to door, name some, I don't know, Mamma Fawin to get some reports, Ghanian Yildiz, I likely said, Ghanian Yildiz, Ebetun, I captain Juventus, I side, you know, and I latest, I'm in Saka, yet Emamu, I was shown to Juvi, Mammy, I tell me, no lineup, Kaka, I Tima, I likely some manager, your friend is go to door, and so bet me Yusuf for Yami had much game now. We am ranting on bet me attack no yes so opinion person no yes because Madrid also attack Real Madrid their club though they also about midfield also ultimate controlling midfield so I game no at Madrid our midfield and go for woman and some midfielders ni pia no just say Arda Gulia no na ball na and no and Mbappe no ensunya goals and ten FIFA no Cambia so e Comenes came from Turam Weston McCain and Pierre Kalulu woman you know e be FIFA na Yildiz and Vlahovic ti and Vlahovic ever started Jonathan David and I Xabi Alonso say Akron friends say Ghanian Yildiz won him no what's Akron on him in this time I was our Bayern Munich youth teams no on that time no Alonso about Edema Bayern Munich fans now Akron our Bayern Munich woman youth team no one Akron any time Okopiemu and so and also Liverpool no coach no the past year to also see difference about our crown one any progress or you happy Edema Ghanian Yildiz never and one be make sure say on any day and so I Santiago Bernabeu Stadium Madrid for many reports on decided on be Tifu the ama player now your friend is Lucas Vasquez now Vasquez Liverpool we must see the intent on Tifu no and say Abrante no I want a picture here now Accra just now monitor game or stands to Santiago Bernabeu say a picture no I don't be Tifu and on the display at the ama player your friend is Lucas Vasquez entering Frankfurt everybody at Bayern Munich Frankfurt and somebody at Liverpool there's Frankfurt for no unu so almost conceded 10 goals almost just 3 almost last 3 matches and was Liverpool for ABB was Liverpool ABB pa Mami Fawe and to say Ryan Gravenberch manager friends Anna Slot I confirm the man say Ryan Gravenberch and Liverpool squad omode kwakobo Edia Frankfurt no and no trip no and ya say Gravenberch and so to Kobe Ninya say manager say game against Manchester United a player friends Gravenberch one akwakopra na tie coach friends Anna Slot was see nyemfa to say aim for a Liverpool so Shatana and it's every game I also to me winning Yente and a slot na Yantuaso.
It should not matter if we win or lose a game of football for the next one. The aim is if you play for Liverpool, if you wear this shirt, is to win every single game. So if we win 7 in a row, how we started the season, then we want to win the next 3. And we didn't. Now we've lost the last 4. So now, of course, we want to see Liverpool winning again. But like I said, that is not different than when you lost 4 in a row or when you won 4 in a row.
Right, I know I manager friends Anna Slot and I didn't say no. He had Mamu Edward Mandinus young question and fan no and so my dear friend of my way and to just said Dominic Soboslai, Mamma Liverpool players name. Dominic A. Soboslai, I confirm was a no meetings. I was made by to say Liverpool. I'm calling for a emergency meeting, crisis meeting. Dominic Soboslai, I confirm I have a lot of meetings now. Was him now dear players no woman did your home come over rebi the attendance said the most important thing and it's a Liverpool players one ever coming together no omasha I winning matches because Liverpool a quite almost one lose games at no and of a Liverpool Dominic Soboslai I confirm meeting and so say coach France Anna Slot one say on your changes I want the team no Mama Liverpool a team no a squad no sadia a list no and so players mate said na omo the best strategic lineup no Liverpool den fama me na yenin komo se because na ekona fe no yemra bejafo aso ye na mama fanti ya se na enkofo suggest the man coach no ya se pressure no away Isaac ebetrante ama eketiki and start Federico Chiesa Cody Gakpo Florent Vent Dominic Soboslai McAllister Jeremy Frimpong Konate Van Dijk and afi Andy Robertson Kekes ebetrante ama Robertson afi Momo Dashvili and so other goal post no Chelsea and so everybody game no and them na Chelsea na Ayas I was Stamford Bridge Enzo Maresca mama Chelsea one training sessions out on Chelsea Enzo Maresca see him fancy say well onim teams to say Ayas one DNA at say Chelsea DNA and na Chelsea said the bonus it and Ayas for the Enzo and na one Chema Ayas team the cra Maresca I confirm the American say Liam Delap and Obaba Nemum says and Liam Delap I started training with Chelsea a main team as and almost na say utim no as a red cast no doso punish players the red cast and also there one on a type of manager punish players nebum do I say obwa a players no e correct omo as to omo enye e wo omo subsequent matches man no ya menya report say January otiasia ba amunchim for e man new a 1 year contract eno e de melty Club Brugge e ba amunchim na unu say Club Brugge wo awene just a 1 game Wamu Piemo and so Germany the moment some winning matches. The last 16 games, just one and Oma winning our Germany. Omu elusu aye 10 and Oma draw aye 5 and no aye club na ye from say aye Club Brugge na wamu ade ba munchin and asia kai and the teme ba beja for so ye na mabeti omu so adwinche mum mamenka sa no pe aye TK Boache electricals wama so he and aye ko ba cho TK Boache electricals eba wa wo tropical cables all aye sizes no oma so ye and abeda 1.5 mm 2.5 4 mm 6 mm 10 mm na 16 no one say ceiling light electrical fittings conduit light, street light, spotlight, chandeliers, and a fan light a woman no a TK Boache electrical. So more doom premper the second she don't be on Malcolm on ma over for TK Boache on 0558 597 633 0558 597 633. Mamin Kos a KFC at the wild deal and so the Makacho a wild deal ukuta 39 Ghana cedis unya 2 crimson chicken tenders 1 a piece of chicken a bone and I am chips near the AM just a drink inside the account just 39 Ghana cedis ubenya from KFC friend a wild deal available for limited airtimes only to show Bora KFC here in KFC a finger licking good Mamenka was a first bank Ghana the month of September omwa 500 Ghana no Richard Kwashi Jamilu Den Gideon Oredu Japan Joseph Monet Aqua Maxwell Safu Boateng Jonathan Alovo and afi Esther Osaidan so bia agent 500 na yegusu across yeche Every Saturday, December, and I say 30th November, we use the first mobile app, and now dial star 894. Said your transaction, our first bank, we can know your 500. And your first mobile app, and now star 894. No, I do 500. When your problem there, no after first solutions. It was 0596 921 M2S Evergreen digital printer for your bomb abaso because Chroma said the about digital printing, digital posters, banners, sounds and a funeral, wedding invitation cards, digital custom Mastermind School Club Friday West no any corporate organization we are Friday West and some at Midway Airways no M2S Evergreen nyano kwa digital embroidery printing invoices receipt 3D M2S Evergreen digital print omo was Soccerban Abuaboka Cement Johnson woman number 0244-893-544 0244-893-544 now on the M2S Akasa Mamenka say HNH Gary Sokimes no Mesro Ewoso Unyabi Ewofie Crown Eco School for Bishop Bagimu SS one mom HNH University for no Mobile School next year Monto HNH Gary Sokimes no we Gary sugar milk woman didn't cut fra you HNH Gary 4-in-1 you HNH Gary Choco Energy and you HNH Gary Soya Fre 0249-717-777 a survivor a pack 0249-717-777 a pure Sikapudo dial star 426*18 hash star 426*18 no selected option a 2 and your pure FM and one pure FM now you 6 lucky boxes Sika and a share boxes nemo where instant with the phone and that's what no what register mobile money our network and so what the Muhammad 18 years and so say I approved our annually Caritas lottery platform so I feel my member we end to and himself soldier mentholated balm any powder and ewe so my catch was a 10 biya because I have with the untimin kobo moka Mr. Untimin kobo with the moka and 2 diano I was our when the echo now protected I with diano na a soldier mentholated air powder rashes SS can lantama pro a soldier mentholated powder soldier mentholated balm no so ebua say uf de jumadini ko drufi una mi rayo ya wabre oya ohwenye u na kra untimi na the soldier mentholated balm yemfantwi fasrasra aya with the adwuma ema wonso ahon etumi bakama edima GC brand agana ubenya bi ato WAP travel and tour asian country say dear travel and tour would for aba ya chese wunyi jije ni say dear wam aba say omoba cleanse system no say almost odaya so ne so betu kwan na chese wunya aya visa guidance and for school admission to travel packages are menyina no aya WAP travel and tour na almost one handle say UK Schengen and Asia one be na Canada ma omo Kumasi Sona Center e wa ho to run about Accra Atlantic Ayamo Atomic Junction and Junction Ayamo Somo for 0549-674-103 0549-674-103 WAP Travels we take you everywhere and I say we take you a places Seren Insurance Company Limited Omodaruma my couch was insurance in the Yapa a better so be insure property ube insure life with a insurance company oh could you claims winner problem yeah a Seren Insurance Company Limited one more motor insurance package fire alert peril general accident marine insurance policy foreign travel NFA insurance airborne na be na Ashanti region omo ewo ahunju runabout Sona Center second floor and a central region Kaswa Greater Accra Water region western Yafi northern region so from ewo 0302-717-444 0302-717-444 na unu enkasa mami rabeja for na yamon ko say Christian mami sha sem free so
medasi na yenye ni tew na yenhwe enura game no kakra yewia enede no andi near the predictions amati for ntiwutie na yana manfo pe ayi os amse yankase generate code no nanka omumonhyem bandi me sure say wutie na wankasa ofa pen na twetwere de yekeka na wankasa bitime gina so na de aye os na de obenya film no wankasa watimi afa Anra Barcelona eshe Olympiacos ekansia ema Olympiacos eti ekanimu baako score line no enya nwanwa even though say na me expect say Barcelona be wini but na me catch na say me gidi ye se Barca betimi ahye 6-1 and na me nyini Barca ni be wini against Olympiacos there I had no doubt say Barca e be wini sa game no against Olympiacos. The American game was a crano, a Corana, your friend A. Femin A. Lopez. And I'm sure, say, a real game now or J man of the match, you know. Osha game ni bibia, and young wawa. And a dear mamma ni G. Pa, ni say, Barcelona biggest air transfer business. I hear that this season, you know. And it's a Chelsea, and this is Kabaya. Barcelona here sika but mpanimfo gi tu mu se da bi ye ma akura na your friend Femi Lopez no ye manenko senka basa di sikachi ene eja Femi Lopez manenko ye ena kada ni omu epra ye kasa sesi yi ene ye bosa game we a nyame aduma Sunday Classico likely say omu enya available enka hwan na ebo bosa number 10 no edema FC Barcelona enenra aduma akora ne ye no me woni mugidia to the point that enya afa na me beka branch a ye fe ne Femi Lopez wansem the scene run say hat-trick no boy no Andy wabe the second youngest Barcelona player obo hat-trick in the Champions League since Christian Tayo in 2012 and no 21 years ebo hat-trick edema Barcelona. Since then there is no Barcelona player were less than 22 years was a hat-trick in a Champions League game for FC Barcelona. Enra Femi Lopez sade no de atosumienu and the say Barcelona so they are noted for say omu produce so many Spanish talent what it tumza but say enra wabe the first Spanish player obo hat-trick in a Champions League for Barcelona. Spanish players are almost account for FC Barcelona. Some Spanish players, obia ni hono mo and the obo hat-trick edema Barcelona, including David Villa. So the first Spanish player also account Barca obo hat-trick for Barcelona in a Champions League game ayakudawiya your friend Femi Lopez. Now Obakai say Andy you call Olympic Games Sa 2024 Olympic Games Femi Lopez SSS goals. Wani go ki there. I remember say Morocco for the third. Morocco the third no mu player your friend Sofiani Rahimi energy go kin 8 goals. But Femi Lopez in Olympic Games SS6 goals. 6 goals emu mienu were against France in the final. Obianim say Maso Femi Lopez ebo number 10. Benra Barcelona coach introduce akora bia your friend Pedro Fernandez 17-year-old boy on the ball 10 and a branch friend Lami Yama ebo on the right. Femi Lopez na obo 10 coach edene call right Rafinha position ho and no pushy Rashford as number 9. So baby or boy kra no enye position Femi Lopez ball. But even that, Femi Lopez man of the match performance hat-trick for FC Barcelona. Now things say Barcelona win and the enya dia but player yam wana baso and now pay Femi Lopez and I'm so happy. Say Chelsea first kabaye nabasa ani sikanechi kura the friend Femi Lopez and so ntimi anko. Dia to so mienu kura na friend Rashford no. And they nanka mi rested you asia. The senka me deni buoma no minu amaso Rashford ebano me kaya especially time of Barcelona enya Nico Williams no Andy ayamiya ma me ka say Rashford akwa second option but maso ka kire me maso behind the scenes e ka kire me say ball at Rashford eba be bono akola na friend Nico Williams no obi akora nkai no but see ya ka say Andy so Rashford who cares about Nico Williams? Because current form na akwara friend Rashford the woman no. Nyamiano no kreni mani age ho. Enra the first goal no say no. Baby of far ball no. So only confidence. And now only composer. Sa ball na Rashford share no and the won timi share. Sa at time no. Na game na be 2-1. Pressure also. One young from betimi ate. Sa Rashford first goal na Eddie game echo 3-1 and a map pressure any tension if free air Barcelona for it be more than normal game. So the first goal and the air fire. Then go and watch Rashford second goal ni beam. Second goal now Rashford Eddie call A6-1 a long pass from Air Pedri. So long pass no Rashford first touch and a share goal in the man. The first touch and a BT defender no baby a goalkeeper ni jina no wrong footed and the ball to goalkeeper ni so or ball the other end the oyese oye move na no keeper ni na ho pe and a Rashford the ball to Andy me sure say Rashford AC Academy FC Barcelona now Rashford has a 5 goals 5 goals no emu 9 aba in 3 Champions League games. Now Rashford the goal involvement for FC Barcelona 11 there. I think that Andy Rashford also here juma kenra Barca game no players mienu a mebo mabaso Femi Lopez one more in natural position but onya hat-trick man of the match and Rashford say no yenya gidie Rashford mu say even say Rafinha ni ho na Lewandowski kra ni ho no mu a Abrante ne fen Rafinha no e fen no Rashford no e betimi ya adwuma edama FC Barcelona. Arsenal de yanka ne yakane say biem Champions League na yebo no Arsenal had 3/3 9 points and Arsenal age 9 points now Arsenal age no Arsenal has 8 goals so far in 3 matches 8 goals now Arsenal has no ball enter Arsenal net say trend project Champions League table say here obangu say 2 teams per and a ball enter net Arsenal and Inter Milan na me ensa nya me wanwa because last season Champions League no your ball group stages in wie no teams are na omu defense no na ye Arsenal and Inter Milan conceded just 1 goal in 8 matches in the Champions League A group phase. The next team and the defense ye pa no Arsenal also conceded 3 goals per. What the kaka? There is no team or share Spanish opposition or tie there against Spanish teams. Arsenal team bien one more Obobo 7 games against Spanish teams. Na draw kra memu Andy draw memu 7/7. Arsenal share Spanish team biana na saying or the Spanish teams no at one level. Na enra ne eka say e Champions League A group phase. Na say Arsenal ebo fia. Enra de no abe game number 12. Sa 12 games no Arsenal are winning all those 12 matches. Remarkably, sa 12 games now Arsenal winning no ball kran to net in those 12 matches. Now, enra game no. So one shebia. Now ko score line na and the score line be deceive you. You might think that as Arsenal dominate here. Now a close contest until say Arsenal ever say the first goal no. In fact, Julian Alvarez there, Maso. Say ye pay Lewandowski replacement. Masa mpesi kanto. Sa akurani ni mbo ni papa. Enra the way na all threat no. Na me so like so beti nya goal. Etimi e de ama 8 my friend Arsenal. Arsenal we game no just in 14 minutes. Sa 14 minutes now. Arsenal share 4 goals in those 14 minutes no and Arsenal the real game no. Now first goal no and they say a set piece. Yeah. Set piece no. That be the Osha set piece no and na onya ni munyam. But I think say a high time one yen throw light e man no set piece no. Arsenal a set piece na dia all connect here kwa kwahye no and na dia ni munyam ni nyina because normally the Osha go energy all the highlight. The Osha go no energy all the praises. But the quality of the delivery by Declan Rice say corner and a free kick. Not Declan Rice ebegina chira. Baby obobo no di ato no. Defenders entimi defende. Goalkeeper so ba one shot be late and now mrano na the ball no omatimi connected dada. And you know masem. Since Declan Rice making a debut for Arsenal in August 2023, player what provided assist from set pieces than him, Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Andy, from the same period, you know, Hakan Çalhanoğlu provided assist from set pieces 11. A branch of Declan Rice assisting crowd from air set pieces, you know, and the air 10. And say Konetia, either say a Timber. And now say branch here friend no Gabriel Mega Highs and now their center back the oba connect biano and the enyo no na connect oya de ntira o. The quality of that delivery now Declan Rice Edmas na no something that needs to be studied. And the unum say season we say who yi penalty say free mo set pieces goals are Arsenal no 10 season here young goal sa goals are Arsenal from set pieces alone 10 and most of them dia no gina chire ebo sa set piece no akoda na your friend Declan Rice no one piece of his game one I think so dia kan ho a yembo mabaso enra game no unim say possessing wise Arsenal bo 52% and ATM ebo 48 52-48 enye total dominance a close contest yeah. But dia ba ko Arsenal in fact me Barcelona ni but dia me envy e wa Arsenal ho no how omoye solid defensively star 58% 52% na Arsenal the boy no onim say Arsenal ebo 8 shot on target. Arsenal limite Atletico Madrid to only 1 shot on target in 90 minutes. ATM and show go there, but ATM and show go no 90 minutes in no and the onboard just 1 shot on target. And I think that Arsenal resilience at the back. Anyhow, we efficient up front, and the Arsenal bet me call very far in this year's Champions League. Medicaka, Julian Alvarez there, obo wrong team. Na Enra, sa Arsenal second goal no mo say no.
Martinelli goal.
Yemwa sa akra de friend no, left back no.
Mars Lewis Kelly.
Mars Lewis Kelly no. Baby of far ball no. Running ya Eddie Born Martinelli and Martinelli Ghanian players no share our games we okay angle no and the we are balance the body no Eddie why nyane sa and the unya Kelly ni you the born to achire and me Champions League goal of the week baby Luis Kelly far ball no or running ya the born Martinelli and Martinelli sa na or the minim technique na Martinelli at the ball at the twat name no and the Emma game the FA. But there's something about ATM. You didn't say ATM the and a difficult to score against them boy. Overshadow Babebre. But can I say Atletico Madrid? About 4-4 against Barca. About 4-2 Lusu 4-2 against Barca. Club World Cup na PSG send 4-0. Champions League way the first match na Liverpool send 3-2. So the rate at which omo consider goal no unlike team coached by Diego Simone, the way they are noted for, I think that this season, they are deviating from what Atletico Madrid are noted for, and I think the idea are quite worried.
Okay,
Leverkusen 2, PSG 7. So, who just a PSG air bobola? Unim dia yana me bona basopa. Se PSG bobo na we PSG. I will say you mark Chelsea credit. You need to ask why Chelsea were able to beat this team 3-0. PSG don't be scary you. Unim say and in Sida say a German team able Champions League of fee. No but consider 7 goals. And for the first time, a German team were able Champions League of fee. I consider 7 goals. Meditum 2 teams in a red card. But PSG na red card no Andy onum say omunya 67% of ball possession complete and passes attempted passes complete 771 by a team one Andy one man about 10 players on the ball no me complete 771 passes in a Champions League away game to Bayer Leverkusen. By this time there I think that Luis Enrique building a monster inside team no. Barca no. Only say several key players. But even that, they were able to come to Barcelona home. Barcelona by 2-1. Teams are almost scary to play against. Baku A team your friend PSG. The Champions League we Andy match is very normal. Make I say so far. So my first game. Almost say. Look at the goals almost 7. Barcelona 2-1. Our first game was a 4-0. 4-0. Almost say 4-0. Our first game Atalanta 4-0. And on Barca 2-1. And then on Marco say 7-1. She said the Bompire say unko share team your friend PSG scary to play against. Mass of annual games New Year.
Max, my annual games enough you read na drop it also.
Big up to Arsenal. I think they did better. And they played very well, especially when second half almost 10 hitting over Atletico is good. The good thing is that almost stop Atletico from even getting a goal. a normal bulletproof defense and it's still working out. If that's the case, but I think it's very good. Say beating Atletico by 4 goals to 0. At least Atletico, maybe Atletico would have gotten at least a goal, but preventing them from scoring, no. Now, see, out here on the board now, 2 games or my money independent consider. I think 3 games, yeah, but money independent consider goal. Yeah. So I think things are really working out well for them. Almost a lot of options because they play a free bench. Those from the bench can equally start and also make it work. So I think Arsenal are playing well. But the problem for Arsenal is this: it's either they start very well and end poorly, or they start slowly and end well. So this time, what they need is consistency. If they are able to put consistency in place, and in recent times, sometimes injuries are falling out. Injury is about normal falling out, but looking at the squad depth no more. Even when there are injuries, even when injuries crowd, the other players who will complement and make it. So this time they are more dangerous Arsenal, and I think they did better. For me, that's my team of the week, no doubt about that. Barcelona, yes, saying 6-1, yes, yeah, Mumoya Basu, because 6-1. Oh yeah, Rafinha niho, Pedri niho, Pedri, sorry, Lewandowski niho, meboa. And these are key players. Ohe champions go Modie Echo. And per the way we played, and I think it was good. I was not expecting them to score too many, but I don't know some bet to me Ashe. And it's not just about Barca 6-0, but look at the goals they scored. Most especially General Marcus Rashford. And the Embo Juana. Sunday Embo Juana. Because now you see a pass Sunday boy the Sunday and here you see but what they did yesterday in a day, Vimbidia, me so the pressure BC Madrid for Sunday. But honestly, Barca shares 6. But the first half, it wasn't good. It was very. Even me crying, I was like, Barca then I feel because first half when and then you 2 of Barcelona, yeah. But second half, Badgino, so Rooney Badgino, or a very good player, or Behadri, or my ninja, I know we shall know Prebalon. Where's here, Pammy free team no more. And the Omo, not your toss of a head, but I don't think I know it. Omo, no, that I see a Pam near my family Lopez in the board, and I only mean agony. And I mean, so in eyes are grown a yard Dawson, they be on yes, and rounds like me can say in the show being a go, but on yes, was no grown. It was also a good stuff. PSG, Andy, so almost Champions League now, not be surprised. Because even when they were players or more pride, they were still fighting to really win, and they were winning. Especially when beating Barcelona at home, because it's quite easy to beat Barcelona at home. But the good thing is that running Barca and Casa in the Champions and the European Cup, almost looks back to back at home. So they will make up. But the way PSG, only make us say, Leverkusen a team or shall go. So I was even expecting them to score the first. They couldn't, but they got 2. Bandy as almost saying. And now I can say cricket, normal boy. So I think PSG are also playing very well. And kudos to the coach and all the players. Also, they still have the squad in there. And so I'm going to intact. And I think the PSG best hard. Another team is here, Bonabasio Dortmund. And the last 3 games of my boy, they won 4-1, 4-2, if I'm right. Almost 4-4-4. 4 goals in the Eba. Dortmund a team bia o said that more bandi Champions League in the quarter-final, semi-final consistently no omutume echo and winning that margin ewa way near good. Inter so are also showing say they really belong to where they belong. But the reality is that when it gets to what is most important and they not Inter air falter, that is idea say Inter air then omusheni ye. All the teams are masandi Andy we are there on masa. Then they because the teams on masa and say oh predictor say oh you careful. Pafos sneak career at Mati Andy. And on board draw. It was good. If he said Wemono and the Omba Bejai. So Enra was a good game. And Jose Mourinho so no make a kind Jose Mourinho said Benfica Pamno. On the coach in our coach area, see Nidinda Danano did you on Yadio. But Benfica and Gasano also travel back England. I am very poor. And Christian had it correctly say way best show. But I was thinking, said the least will be under 3.5, and it'd be a double chance for their friends at Newcastle, which also really went. And they're already in a lot of goals. We will go say PM in the baby. So we are hoping, say, and that's what we follow. But the thing is that we should be very cautious because Ayana goes about first day, second day, not necessarily in time follow that sequence. Because the teams will make sure, say, or more be adjusted to the game, so that they might not be conceding. And the rather we in every game. And right game never far to a sense of no akra, but I think Arsenal did very well. 1 half pass to score 4. So they even scored that you really go on it out. Until it was a total massacre. So they asked my coach, what does that mean? Real Madrid kwano Barca crash coach on Arsenal shema Atletico coach Asun. Nti I think they are doing very well. Nti we no catch our boss in the or Monkawe. Say money and there's all okay. I know beba.
That's my okay on what.
Now or Moshe no friend. Don't find me who's a platform no so or to be bad.
I say okay or Moshe de normal. So be share normal. I say the aka is on budget trophy. Greece and the matches no na.
And the matches no bajo UTB and wafa pen na yemoni tell. Say Monaco airbo Spurs. Andy Monaco ni Spurs no. Spurs Monaco about 2 games. Make Champions League win kwa. Monaco 2 games na wabo. Andy, the first game they were beaten 4-1 by Air Club Brugge. Na surprising results. But Obanse back air match the 2. Any Man City able 2-2. Even though say on winning game there, but every game biana Monaco abono. Monaco etwatina. They scored 2 against City. And even when they were losing 4-1 to Air Club Brugge, and they scored a goal. And they all both against Air Spurs, pass them one. Don't go for a win. Go for both teams to score. And Opeso is safer a 1.5 game. Spurs of any Monaco game over 1.5. Bayern Munich Air Club Brugge. Andy, Bayern Munich about 2 games in the Champions League. The first game was against Chelsea. Our Alliance Arena. Ochi Chelsea shared 3-1. The second game was against Paphos. Ochi Paphos by 5-1. So 2 Champions League games are Bayern Munich Ashe Abono. Bayern Munich winning in nyina. Ashe 8 goals. I consider A2. So even domestic A footballer. Bayern Munich about 7 games in the German Bundesliga. Of those 7 games, they've scored 27 goals. Club Brugge there, kakra there, because Ose Monaco by 4-1. But match the 1, Olusu 4-1 to Atalanta. Eti Bayern Munich able fie. Any game biase Bayern Munich answer krano, or 2 or more there. And I'm going for a Bayern Munich win. Now per se, I am very sure now also no Kosura. Bayern Munich will score a 2 or more. Against Timua, your friend Club Brugge. Bayern Munich win over 2.5 and a Bayern Munich to score 2 goals. Likely Zosa, a bit me PM. Chelsea against Ajax. 2 games at Chelsea abono. Chelsea near convincing. Match the 1, Chelsea elusu 3-1 to Bayern Munich. Match the 2, and a Chelsea Beshe Benfica 1-0. But I'm expecting a very convincing win from Chelsea against Ajax. Unim say Ajax Enra Olympiacos go no. They said the only team on go in the Champions League Ajax. They are not playing so well. And away to Chelsea. Chelsea able no. And the also no Opa Chelsea win over 1.5. Chelsea better more than 2 goals. And I have to be very, very, very sure no. Chelsea win simple. Chelsea better Ajax. Not Chelsea the game no. And so etimi the call. Sporting home to Marseille. Na Sporting first game and Ubekaya almost a Karat Armati 4-1. But on next game no and Umbelusu 2-1 to Napoli. But me share Marcel Andy say last weekend Marcel actually have a 6-2. So game no and Abrante Feni Mason Greenwood share 4 goals no. Andy Marcel the rate at which almost goes no quite encouraging. Mason Greenwood SR4. Me so say almost Ayas Marcel first game no almost Ayas 4-0. But match the 1 and almost Santiago Bernabeu. Emma Real Madrid shown by 2-1. Even on that day, me so say Andy Real Madrid in India. But a game 1 Marcel Emma Madrid a very tough opposition. And they scored the first goal. And Madrid ever shown by 2-1. Since Omubadi Marcel a lot of goals. And against Air Sporting on Sufieno, or Tasha a lot of goals, the most possible air resource is over 2.5 game. Goals a bit people, more than 2.5. Michelle Motivia. Any Abranti friend no Mason Greenwood, any Aubameyang lead attack no, Omunfinfi no, Hoibi, any Jeffrey Kondobia, Andy, a team friend no Marcel, a solid team. So move in here, any but double chance Marcel over 2.5, and also likely. Real Madrid against Juventus. I'm saying the biggest game and then no. Madrid against Juventus. Andy, Juventus last game olusu 2-0 to Como. Before say obelusu 2-0 to Como no. Now they Milan about 0-0. Champions League we Juventus about 2 matches. The first game was against Villarreal. Was it the first game and our second game? First game on the Air Dortmund about 4-4 no. About 4-4 ni we no. The next game was against Air Villarreal and was about 2-2. So adia ba kwa e kura Juventus a Emma omunya strong defensively. Omu concede a lot of goals. Ball air to omu no and mama. Animu ho because Obo Dortmund now timi say 4. Now Dortmund so say 4 there and the echiro eliki. So Vlahovic any can I yield this at the ball number 2 them there. But when they keep a clean sheet, my team friend Juventus, the Juventus, and then I had the Real Madrid winning. Now me mention Real Madrid are winning their last 2 games in the Champions League, 2-1 against Air Marseille, and our last game was a 5-0 away win to Air Karat Almaty, almost 5-0. Anytime goal scorer, Mbappe. Real Madrid about Champions League near. The last 13 Champions League A group phase, Madrid winning 12. The only time they lost 2 years ago, Abraham lost to AC Milan. Okay, AC Milan bear 3-1 thereabout. That is the only game at Champions League A group phase. Real Madrid airball betimi lusu ofie. If you bani nyina no, Madrid etiki win. Mbappe form no Andy 11 consecutive matches. Mbappe ashegu. The last 11 competitive matches in all competition, Mbappe has a goal. So our national team no, Mbappe echo share 3 goals for the French national team. And in 8 matches for Real Madrid, Abrante friend Mbappe has 12 goals. Anything no say Abrante friend Vlahovic, any yield this at the ball number 2 them cry, no bet me anya goala. Can they stop Mbappe? Any other players or lead the attack, Real Madrid now. I don't think that will happen. Real Madrid win and also a game Andy. I'm going for over 1.5. Okay. Me sure say Galatasaray best Bodo Glimt. Okay. Okwa say bet. Galatasaray win over Tima. Your friend Bodo Glimt. Max, get to webinar yemrefie na we heard we also
Chelsea best handicap 1 because almost last 50 games our European competitions they ain't goalless. Adding a goal, and Rhys James might be able to give a goal. And say, your friend saying Ajax handicap 1. As you say, Ajax will go, but Chelsea will still beat them. Buying the Ombese, but Club Brugge and say a war attack no more good, only a team be almost to me go. And say Bia underline, no much milk when you one goal. But Bayern Munich could beat them, I think, over 2.5 because Bayern attack me is strong. Real Madrid, I think the only thing we bet to me and say Juventus bet to me and say be on being a goal. So bet to me in Podia. That is what they are going in for. That they might at least get a goal. But on we are Real Madrid best show. Kylian Mbappe only says and I walk on. The last 17 goals I was in this competition. In our team new winning match. And it was Mbappe Asha clearly Madrid is on its way winning 10 games now. On bet to me Asha, and I think Madrid will also win. Atalanta ne your friends have for Slavia Prague for Atlanta on Wednesday they are not good because 5 times on my Champions League matches on Wednesday and your one winning 1 I draw 2 lose 2. Into a money that strong. They are also playing on Wednesday. But a good thing here is this: Slavia Prague they are very almost because Andy the last 13 Champions League matches on my the last one winning Champions League match was in 2007. And so more Bokra were each there. The last 10 normal drawback compare lose 9. Into clearly Atalanta playing at home no. May assure some special. Now Galatasaray game, the young corner goes to both them to score in over 2.5 here likely because Galatasaray are good domestically. Andy 22 games on about this season, no match bear 21. I draw 1 lose 1. But I want to mean transform it so we no emphasis by European competitions. Seno Michel Liverpool was the first time we win in about 9 games and no more about no more win. But Bodo Foni are very good because more good so more quite away cross more goals. Most of Bodo games in and the goals APM. And on my away games, so the last 5 away games on my boy European competition and the almost at least 2 goals a home. Into a team or to Michel goal. And a Galatasaray so the last 22 games or and the 21 almost first goal. We know both teams to score and over 2.5 likely, but of course open win. I think Galatasaray playing at home, that advantage, in going into the game. Which other game? I was say Nico Williams no mo hiro no mo jaide o mo ye no. Bilbao for said oni ni no o mo nya de no mo nya de. But looking at their might, Omubo Italy in there, so much me chichere Edeswa, yeah, Friday, Kazakhstani team or Oba, a year quarterback. So when to answer quarterback, I'll be very much disappointed. But yet, we have mistakes, so a quarterback bet to me, Ebenya draw Andy. No more Liverpool, the Ombe winning. But I said both teams singing ano Omu form. But them Frankfurt games, so the last 5 or about 30 goals in APM. Let's say 6 goals per game. And Liverpool swing game beat is as a UBM no BM dia Ocean Ibikro Besho. Hugo Ekitike, I'm sure says so or start here. The possibility of him getting a goal good. And I thought now you bet to a double chance. We've got Monaco form enge. And finally, Sports and if there is a Marseille, goals. And they are both team to score, so likely.
Mirase, Yantoso and Femfree, I say now. Young call the Ghana Football Association I say because now and if we say Ghana Premier League yaka teams say because will be a trial player less than 1,500 Ghana cedis now sound some the buy no and your sister na be more master obutua just say a wefam a chance and the GFA General Secretary Harrison Adwesqua and they to say oh you player na wakati our club at the man less than 1,500 Ghana cedis report efama efino
compliant. The rules are clear. We have the player status committee. If the player is not paid, it is the duty of the player to come and report. The effort for FIFA and every association, you cannot go into people's book and say you've not paid these people, you've not paid that. No. The player has a responsibility. Say the number of months that the law says, if you go beyond, you should come and report, and then the FA would enforce the rules and ensure that you are paid. So if the player doesn't come, every time I go back to the RTU incident. Until the incident happened, none of the players said you see the issue. Meanwhile, journalists may know because a player has confided in the journalist. Meanwhile, the rules are there for him to enforce on back. And in our system also, sometimes off-contract issues come in. If you are a player or the team now but in fact GFA because any contract no bibia why channel into your also where the now acquire man until 3 months on back.
I know I had a FA press and I said FA General Secretary and I know we are up and Ed Monaka, a General Manager for Samatex, Wano and Swedi and we Ediaba.
Good class. Protocol player, Oko, Rwanda, a friend with Lamtin. Not protocol, they are over player, no, and India, 3 years contract on the man. What developer with the abolition in our account. A car there is 2 years, and now 1 year for one. Hype and Abano will be able to about no more than not much yet. So to me, player contract extension term for more than 1 year. Make that an even on here with you pay $1,000. If you have $1,000, and that the players mean say agent and interest and no who play an interest. It's more once they don't know who play in one now what club no our born one kakran. Until one say for example, I have a tamo na when that support the piano. I have a tamo I kotoko na ochina. Would the kotoko by you the have the gas line. Would the supporters agree? I won't pay my areas are now yanking back the boy no go free. The management of and I'm to us and a contact no and I create then done a team to be able to have contact you will say by being a him the from
Oti Ed Monaka ne response to because FA General Secretary say I'm running the house say so we player now Ghana Premier League less than 1,500 Ghana cedis reports the club to the FA because I'm around home with me club from the Mr. in Monaka so catch say if you know him the omukum with regards to players no na utie or say player be on ma go say wako fanate tena fair bia all right pia dia ma no ubetimi na the contract negotiation for 1 year no sign no atwa na you free no ko what I
Meankasa from day one, sad and FA the kind of member bond so
salary cap no
me ntio mase because on the ye per se ye born ye near that's on 1,500 now teams now on board who to 1,500 and how they work ko ba that and then darling po kase obi ne darling po me we fe na now say also obi ne we born FC Porto born no bi so ne dwarfs na e bo ha Nandi, for me, also Ning also stand for the fact that clubs to be to make say they are not raising enough money. But the question is that why do you say so raising money? Is it not a club Nankasa? It's the way a year football had 1842 the club don't even know how to even generate money. The minimum your boot, your place, your clubhouse or whatever, your mom with Ghanian Kobo no ma better. They don't even know how to raise money. Andy, let's speak there had yes, 1,500 Ghana. Or the infants average, and they get to Akramewa. But because Yaka 1,500 club and Ketuano, no moon to say until they pay 1,000. So it means that say, oh, Bobo Ghana, no way, Yatim bit second of hearts, Ebi Adriana, Gold Stars, Media, Mamma, and the Mobra. And our Bobra. Because this club pay better, but way more or more was and the infants or moving at least on Bayer, I don't know much play any 2,000 or Mobra. Ghana oji 2,000 almost on to cement. Na day will be this. And a short cry 50 Ghana. We are in just on to me need 2 times. O car be foul be talk ready. Obey the as some year care footballer our football yeah Juma a pay Obianso or both team be or bob premium o quantify in the bush he's the star of the family, isn't it true? O mobra. And they say Yamin say Yari be crab bad the end yes and Yamin a beso mo. Banyamin this uncle for so montagnery. In Sandy, Miss 1,500 as no more can. Me mentio mas you. Yes, yeah, say most of the Premiership team see a goobebre. Because some will be better say our Premiership team see a standard tour. Usika some standard way crazy so was can be crowded ho. So we to me up to say and why a Premier Club. Near sorry a Premier Club bebre. It more 1,500 no muntia. Ghana because young reported to the FA meboa. Player and continue to report because our reporting na say FA ni tuya ni career. Ombefa means bia making sure say born crowd won bona wa for team no moko. Because Andy even kono kwani hearts when Adriana Mokra no mutua 5,000 at least near no. The players are running away. Also 1,500.
Obia minia obenya bizam say 1,500 no net and now gross. Aha de table top. But obi minim team bia dem akwala bi ko e sign deal no. Omo man 500 boso so ma sa ka chen so omo feed into omo ti 200 e free. Exactly. Utme wo dey play e co team no me kan ko be mo o top paste. O top paste ne brass nyina ko ma player. So we will be also wearing any man the deodorant ni provisions in Alberto so mu ya no mafa baby. Omo aso ka ho. Hey. Intandi close speaking I was ska buy a ball no mu. Inte FA na nkaza so omo check club omo ye seminars near the mark clubs no. Omo brofo metro omo how and North Africa for brofo the enduro. How say clubs no be resist they bia na FA ma yeska na ba inte aban bi ba na say nye say we mo discussion or some first can what would the clubs do? And you understand? Omo ni plan krati senka big team tisa asen kotokonka mo players are mompeno. Some of them are small clubs ni jiska. And no son, you buy the best players in the country. Na mo kon first division player. Unti wo de ne bremi abere. It entice me. Another make count and me no nyina ofie board me ni mbosen. Me hwe na when your house kotokon ebo. Me nye bi more than me wo brekum Chelsea. Ye do buy you bisa make we onya de you ofie kro nye bi more. So the big team you buy the best players. Now I know make catch us say the last time I got striker G Goki 17 years, striker 11 years na young. And so we play bi or ye good or smaller teams and the on two kwan kra say ye ton. Big teams no tona. Na big teams na market no more chama North Africa for $1 omunye. They be a yam pam to the clubs that said they are not ready to FA no. Na made the clubs be winning we o de menge wo ye mami Ghana clubs no winning bonus. Dreams Matisse or Mutia 200 Ghana say no Matisse or Mutia 200 Ghana allegedly. Ebi mu kurentua. Vision. Vision the Matisse or Mutia but Dreams 200. In the locker room there no. Ena e ba un send the slow mo da sutua. Be nkofo no bet power for major mom da sutua. Eno na club ni bitua. Enti player no say the winning bonus say no crazy 200 Ghana. Oh there let's look at what ye can football. Enye sebe by day. A football here, but in Ghana, crowd say, we are serious crowd by day, we are serious crowd. You are richer than football. And in Ghana, no radio presenters, graduate players, girls. But you call baby and the other way around. So what we are doing, I was say yes, sir. Me feel say, I was say, who be only Premiership club Andy, who seek a some standard different.
Obe only first division, I'll seek some different, different. Say, oh, second, see, and yes, I don't know, obi or first division, but if you're not a whisker, it is a windy a certain amount of money, say in your account to that extent, they're sending in Abba, Yama own, Nagana and Kwano beat to meet team, no ni pack. What maintains you football teams with the first thing, so we are a baby Abba Bobo. Yet to meet it, and I'm a boy to meet team or Ghana, team no ni pack. Inti GFA no fine obi beka on say a system no more rule I say politics here Africa ye ma kom de wa inti ye ma bibi kitwa no ani age it 100,005 no on ya on say na chairman kasa max ye na at least e mu kra de omuntua mba jo what ase but that is not how it should be. It because of Muntia and do 1,005 and the Untwinka saying, it's a minute yard. But mom a football 70 acre. Ah, Intibia, not gun batoti, as I am a Unidia bufu. Oh, and do the bufu. Almost as I was a Ghana football country. I look at them. Almost as sorry, that Ghana the football country, and that's why we're a football country, you know. But 1,005 you drew a $120 says it. And get $120.
It's over $100.
We are football nation. And then come where our donation. It's handy. We need to do a lot. And the last Christian make analysis view or the tour media it was brilliant. Says Sikana buying said then go for the Ama clubs. No, if they decide to want to pay the player certain contract, grab Rebecca. It will bounce a club chairman or mono ABA Sebi or more girls 5 or more girls 5 no more talkers more ne come the players. And Ghana so one issue is that minim where it started, but I say, media no, yankasa ma players, yena make me count. Until Ghana born here, born final, say club chairman or fans, I say players. Meboa. A big crow, supported chairman, crown or cloud, SA players. I think say we all need to change certain things and make it. Because so called North Africa, any Rwanda, who a player, who a car, what do you call? Or the Ghana players on Bobo Majidin, but sorry. Say a been a quarter car be man. How many can even now 2,000 for 2,000 can't hold you know bet 30 years from farmer.
So Christian, on this issue about
maybe I may share some 1,005 no form. Bandy free him fan ya be 2,005. They say half loaf is always better than none. So now you situation send you to players ka 500 cedis. Now moving from 500 Ghana cedis to 1,005. At least we've seen progress. Maso the debut budget to say even 1,005 no form. Man the 1,005 now ya propose to say a basic no. A the free fan na about 1,005. Imagine player now oje 500 cedis a month. Now fe ya jumping in sika from 500 cedis to 1,005. Are you sure that our player no sika no wa make progress ana?
Those a question.
So even though say we form there, but when you look at baby and near one baby baby druni there, and company for ya there. Name unma ha Ghana. Any lack of laws and the implementation of the laws. Ghana ha emrabia emrabia no ayeni. Sanka Ghana ye di mra e wada da so a. Enka ye hia se be mra da bia bia o. Emra Ghana wo no. Ena ye se ye nse mra do mra bia biem. De wada da no. Ena empanimfo laws enforcement agencies no. Force ye nse ye ni sa mra no so a. Enka hu hia se be mra fofo bia biem. Ba Ghana be mra. Emra ne ye ni so. Na ye bu mra no so. Na mra na ye bu so no. A force ye nse ye nsan kwose mra foforo. Abraham force ye wo se emrada da no wo honom na ye busu no adenti ne enkonkom be kisho se ye betimi edi sa amra no so eti no tamu a F4 de ba se eni kwa se obi atua player less than 1,005 no and my main worry ni se ya shamra ne de but who was going to enforce samra no se betimi edi so wo shamra ni wie na ye nya obi obetimi edi akire I monitor clubs no. I force the clubs. So many samra no so a be typical Ghanaian attitude. See a better mrane die. Emrane ho bandi obie no obedi mrano so because there is no enforcer. Obie no won force emrano. Na the na me make suggestion is Sa ban sika no anya ban sika pesi sponsorship na near say club bia enya 10 billion. Sa also on for say sa amra ne dia say FA4 no make sure say omo ti sika ni bi e dia to make sure that omo na betua players ne ka. Sana no me calculation ni ma.
And so the clubs na ntiasi o.
That first enforce it. Say FA didn't mean nya dia. Anya owa munyina amajatum samra no makwaya tu na a class nyina kwaji tu. So every club is binded by samra no makwakoshe no meboa.
Yeah.
Eti no FA no hu say club bi akobe 2 months na ni player ontua nika ana hu say club bi etua ni player sika less than the proposed amount omunyina makwaja tum dia, then there should be harsher punishment that will enforce the clubs to abide by it.
And I mean, even FIFA rules, and there's all called 2 months down to a player car or to make cancel a contract. It's a Ghana crab boy, and he said, Yana teams thinking our players to me. Now, crowd through a season crying, you're more.
One was a Christian, I said, no, Max Odika Kai Pau. Say, answer now, be Premier League status, no.
And
never be almost here checking when we say, oh, answer now, when your Premier League status. Because so we're a Premier League team. What fan call former the omu ye adwuma na bo so me so a obo be 300 cities 400 cities and no crowd to me can bear bo so me nsia na untia.
Yes,
how do you call yourself a Premier League team? Na ya
so be ball Premier
ye bo league 16 teams call to say FF1 mo transfer mo share no mo refi se be efa ba bi so mo amka ho
na nyom
ye bo 16 team league
class. Yeah,
cartoons and someone to me and so we have a pay modico 80 16 in crana mo say now they are 18. Meanwhile money sponsorship sir before the mbanya say money sponsorship yeah because I hire him say class no she no munya get proceeds she no munya get proceeds because aside sponsorship no but be about football be one other venue to me every couple scadaba class no e get proceeds. Our team to me high stadium. Obama to maybe over treat the Sika 700 Ghana. I like what I said. Now let's go. Munya say
1,005.
Wow. And Sunny man in Rani and Yama. A no responsibility. Also, and I'll see to it. Sunny man in Yanano.
And I in place here wickedness because or more head teams or Ghana and Bachotia. And I mean, Ubia de Nagini, I say, Andy, made the Magini B2, and Tina Ghana Bonko, so Munina. I say, club, made the Magini B2, to win your play, you know, on your own mount B2 no about, or to say, no propaganda, no media UFO. And was see a Jai Sardian. Ye Jai Sardian, because Andy Mereno, Benin, Togo, Seychelles, Chad, Sao Tome and Principe, or Munina Trias in Ghana. It's not me had the Bemsa Ghana bear the nation or cheer list bar in football. You usually have football. It means that here in Ghana, say Obo ball crowd to mean survive. It's a very bad thing. Then they say they should make sure say Obi or so say premiership teams in the cry. Yeah, but only 12 in Pwandi. Not financial best stand in a place night. And the teams losing me. Say gates in go for Mandi, nye gate in Kwani Digiska. There should be a proper plan. Say big teams, top players who are quality within 2-3. Also, top man North Africa, and now even $1 million. And don't me for investing. Now who players are who big team what on any small team no call relegation no crown and your mobile who difference and one catch referees boana kese na she but so more ball pass small team the big team bandy say small team be say big team crowd we born to say that day small team no wa bobo na big team no wa ye your be na fa ha de ntisa nti e was see jai sa your man yema yenjai bobo be 4 years or Ghana near more club administrators in yen form to kwan ko su omo ko su ase na ye bo ni asa be bo na ye boy
intimi nyai bo sa
and and who ma de so e ya who say boys na 1,005 na ye kana agree so omo ko omo krom no mo kura so no because of the 1,005 ye engineer it's the moment I bet say o bo premiership club no o sister one te o be fi obi a wo ye hero
maso me kura de on say me say Andy ye tie adwuma mo ase me de example say you tua meka 1,000 me boa say 1,000 e bia wo fom na mpanifo apagya maka tua from 1,000 to 3,000 oti abontia obaka say bia 3,000 kura wo fom but me na me 1,000 I jump me from 1,000 to 3,000. I've seen progress.
200%
percentage wise in scared dia kama sakatua wono even though say o abontia you might think that na 3,000 crowd o petrol nkwa man to beto say but me hwe baby na me free any baby am aba bedru die en company for ya de but company for ya de no dia ka ne say the enforcement of Samra no that is my main problem. One enforces Samra no. Sam and Kokula be the message about T. I see if the mechanism to check if the teams are paying the players 1,500 is for the player to report, then the FA is not serious. Yes. The FA should enforce the law through other means and not players who can be victimized. Exactly. The General Secretary should get serious. Every club should pay the player through the bank. And I don't know which me monitor what really goes because FA9 don't want to their players or money club in their contract and what I say. Now FA no one go for baby on my teams. Omuna sansem no maka. Omun 2,500. Omun 200 no mu 200. FA horum na. Ebimu FA horum ma. Omun so ewo class. Almost 1,500. Say player may report. Now player no. What do you call the reporting? Oh, reporting. Oh, my son, the amount no hangaza. Now 1,500 no. Obedafa VIP akwa crying and also reporting. Victimization kre ukruma sentino. Ya di adie penimu di adie dia kra ukruma sia. Penimu no ade no ye ninye. Ba kra no for fear of victimization. Ontimi nkonka. It is the FFO ni expect say players in the mayor report to them one. Players na kasa kura through. So koka na player na koka no. What is the guarantee that the player will be protected? Me say emperor Oma koka ton we complain about. Omo na teams dey omo dia. Omo na also mu tia say sika no. You go complain about your boss, your own boss. It ya no better koka. So their first you have mechanism. And depending on player and report before so we say Team A or Team B is not paying accordingly. By this time, every team B should pay through the bank. Now, what you play be a bank statement. A be a 3 months piano. Go to the bank. What you play a bank statement. One will say Bosumi me no and I me say bano. Team no less than that. Then punishment. That's what the team no. What the team no. FA General Secretary as I say, players need to be confining in Central for normal. Yes. Oba confining in Central ni catch in Central because he will not feel victimized. But mono obawa mona mo amra with this players na ngasa kra no omuhia abonti no mo kan asem kire ya na aka jem so asem we dey me koka no radio so okay say dey ana asem we me kwakoka na ho asem ba wo na me yi wadanse e wo se dey because sometimes there are certain issues are ya na yenyake baba kan radio so you an ka but ho asem ba na wo hia evidence na nipa no be kan asem no be witness because nipa na wo kwa hia no eh ne boss obe victimizing no so the FA must have means betimi am for so ebra no mangasa ashe na until that is done there 500 ni 200 no betua sa na sika no de mark class no se sika na kondo a akodi class ni 7 dia andi ubo se club owner dia toka club owner de sifie club owner e dia nyema club owner ne beye for ono akasa personal benefit enko team no no e no be use sika de dia ye e ko sa de a then the 10 billion de ma clubs no me so sem faso amaso Andy 2019 ewo Spain segunda division nim na Bobo Kobi oni afeni CF Rules La Liga Bobo Kono anase Kubata ya washe football so Spain no ebane Bobo Ko America na asemu CF Rules for not paying salaries. They were expelled and banned for 3 years. And your players ne koka kire La Liga for ne se yentua yeka say Christian aka say e was some putting measures in place. And yemo mu de be go akwam just to enforce the laws. Palermo Unim said they were relegated to Serie C. Irregularities of their financial issues. How are Omototo Musikasem? Not Palermo, who call Italian Serie A, Sampdoria in 2023. Go and check. Now, Max Zika about Mansa, Unfentia player, Sika. FIFA man who say, oh, Timmy terminating the contract. FIFA and joking with Sikasem and teams, the clubs and the players. And Tenei has a folk. They are having issues with former
manager bia o man tianeka asem me kwako court FIFA banning has a folk. It's about salaries sa sikasem nsensem no so ebia in Ghana here Andy one thing about your minimum wage and it's a form enti sikasem aye di won komo nyina onim say Ghana ni bi onama bonte oye adwuma bia no minimum wage 19 cedis 97 pesos per day debia obi ye adwuma sika wo se editua ne ka de wo form kra no 19 cedis 97 per day so approximately bosome no say so what you say entiam for say approximately o check here day near 20 cedis bosome say 60 cedis 600 cedis right enti say bia kuba tan ne ka say anasa GFA kuba tan ne ka say team bien 1500 e wo football mu ne wo form because we convert $1,500 to dollars enu $200 in po $138 e wo form but na say Christian kano ya say woni bi kura no before na enye enei ya tum kakra enti eye 1,500 is okay Andy sikane de nyame anim 1,500 is okay let's not forget say ye tia omo winning bonus all the incentives you know government remuneration you know but as to enforce the laws I don't know so much check and I make a choice with these teams ebia omuntia eka enam so emu face ban sanctions bi no it wasn't the place and the pocket today body no and as a football body they say yentia me kadabi uko Italia it wasn't Sampdoria place in the kokaye CF rules in Spain and you na kokaye they should put measures in place how to check all these things Mate, it looks like your football no and come home to do Kwame Otuo on Facebook saying this is the situation which is making Ghana soccer go down. In this player salary issues, Ghana doesn't need those who own clubs to run our football. It is a conflict of interest. Ghana soccer needs individuals who don't own clubs to run our soccer. Asante Kwanoko team no enso akwa duru ewo Morocco and Trent the camera me team no meba picture baba team na Kwanoko de koye no squad list Asante Kwanoko EDPM ewo Morocco for Nyame Adma Friday game omo any work airborne and these are the players two goalkeepers Aziz Haruna Dari and Benjamin Chum are the two goalkeepers defenders no Lord Amwa Patrick Esiedu, Zakaria Fuseni, Francis Aqua, Henry Ansu, Samba O'Neill, Joseph Ablo, and Afi Joseph Amwa. Midfielders no Set Kojo, Lord Hilary Adabo, Hubert Jewu, Emmanuel Entry, Fuseni Walid Neymar, Philip Amo, Peter Amidiwakwa, Inusa Adam Sana Forest no Donzo Morifin and Albert Amwa and Asante Kwanoko 82 Sakwanant. Mame pictures of Asante Kwanoko drew ewo Morocco for this particular encounter. One any work ekwakobo on yes Sandina. Yentie Kasamafo Edema Asante Kwanoko team no Safuduku Esquire. One at the arrangement for the trip no wachi chimriamaye.
Trip no to Morocco. Already no two of them. The IMC chairman and Apenkra the director for external and corporate affairs, Kavana Sensu, and a member of the medical team, Emmanuel, and Morocco. So the rest of us, 32 of us, and so on. We said by 4 a.m. the next morning, and we pre-departure formalities. Now flight, Morocco flight, it be 6 a.m. Ghana time. So we hope that 1.5 hours there, Nanya Gomina could do Friday. So it said on Thursday, the been opportunity, I training, the venue for the match. And so far so good on a opportunity training. I heard him say 20 players never make it trip. We are fit. Student I expect to say we are fully fit. Hopefully the medical team will still working on him. And it's we still have 90 minutes class to make amends. Until yes, we say never bet me attending our fever.
Eno Safuduku Esquire Communications Director for Asante Kwanoko. Reverend Osei Kofi enso legend oba Ghana football wa wuntimi nka enyi Reverend Edi Enfrimuna. Wakasa dia fa Kwanoko team spiritually Kwanoko I prepare well.
aya da o ko ball na wa mo abo spiritual bet me do ani akogina ho enti o ma abo mo se bodo ko anya small club anya small club o ma abo o mo na o mo ko na make am me see home there and I say home kra o chim kra o ne ti home no ono bet me abo ankrofo na ma o mo aha but ho a wo ko sa na o mo so ho no na say ne ya ko mi ka Hilar I was Sudan and Merrick ya ko ne Hilar for ba Merrick for no be support yeah wo e mo sa de asi e bet me asi
eno Reverend Oseko final sound so the two hours say Kotoko ebetimi akọ Morocco akọ overturn 1 goal deficit no na enema akọ yedi amasante go Reverend Oseko fusa kasai
Morocco amoko football dey minim obo home pressure down so we say okrum phone obia ehwe o say obehwe entiana edin pa na away there wo kwan a wo dey express room enti mesra say omo abehwe wo mo ha odoko nso betimi akọhye wo mo enti zito ne mrantie no enyina pinti na omo nto omo adwene mo nka say the microphone be here wa ha no omo so be ye bi wo but kodoko na me enye small team said there yan yesuro wo mo sa no wo so omo suro ye edin ndi enti omo nyere wo mo ho a na se omo eyese omo betimi ahye Morocco for na football there enye hu wa away efie na ya na edin because omo wo fie na obia expect say ahonso so na ya yan ye ko gi ani wo ho no be ho obia ntia wo ho no enti de ofese wo ye bia wetimi ye enti de kotokofo nim se wo mutimi ye no wetimi ya na ye ko ani ewi ni pa enti enya nwanwa se for the first time kotokofo kwa ewi ni sa match na asan aba.
Right, Reverend Oseko fi any thing kanana former Heartful coach Awaka Watara na just team na from Sawaka ba bibia na odimu tintima na wakasa wachem de ntia work eshe asante ko konze yet is $400 bi ko e ma work players no eno so waka ho asem
da wo say we that do Philip no be say omuba coach point kasa omudi nso na egu omuso omu pese omu spread here in by down side no na ye kasa ye kan tactics bi ye kanu things say yenko say sometimes to affect me can say no affect me affect and the development of the club susuka what I say the objective of the club no person call group stage na without the minimum say without na or solo match pa seriously because our team be will share 4 goals house work sako share another I have 5 na nedinti ashanti kotoko be share we say a be 12 years going to 13 years without an ball Confederation Cup omudo Champions League another competition now new mom now ushe the squad now without Kitano apart from 2 or 3 players no more this year they can new squad the coach new but and yes new in football new no without the pressure and the supporters needed to almost last season man qualify for the Champions League. Now we so almost struggle on the 3rd position. What I say, and now Obu no almost say Kotoko bet match. Okay. What I say, but the approach of Kotoko no say maybe me can tactics now. The tactics is simple. Without the ball, person and all the and game you are open close. It's just a udibon kwa uluswa ubanu close echiro. No more the general. What we say a room will be the 10 players of without no more central side. Say at that time no nakotoko fa ball or ye passes are quite. E push now far. No without so omo mistake say time no kotoko about 10 against 11 omuja mutaraji say yanema omuja omunyina bench omo form bless no more another speed to go energy no was football a boy you are obi atimi analysis but that time a ball as coach maybe say only background papa no that information no now from ko anima but football
Okay, no, coach Abubakar Watara and watch it mu Niama work for no and they said a match and one semi bear no your first leg neck also ewo Baba ya and that's a crash posted last Sunday. Executive Herbal Hospital ewo Sepedoti opposite the Dotia in Theorma. Now okay, so now we are a year Naima dot ye course woman she only free medical screen almost free prostate scan free kidney scan free liver scan free stomach scan free hepatitis B test free typhoid test free diabetes over meaning the free hypertension and a BMI assessment no be over no aboa ho de beto aduru nko na over 0240211709 0240211709 Genjamin Dental Clinic and so same problem dia no and now they see kama ama silver any good to actually be permanent it should be teeth white na be sabi halitosis na hawa sabi pampa influ no ba nyina oba Genjamin da be boa na efiri so kama na Abropo Junction Bantama High Street and Abihua Accra Nungwa SHS on Matech on Maxi Market Kenten Road and I was 0598731823 Christian Maxwell ne Dalimpo Moti Reverend Osei Wati and Semwa Communications Director for Asante Kodoko Safudu Kweskwa so the Atuja and Abubakar Watara and Swakasa and Alpha
medical doctor who's in Nipa Krabi Way and Dan Kanchre no Yeshu crying.
He said, Okakusi.
Jamaica Chira say, Mina me a medical doctor. Now, medically, me assessment of Dalimpo. Now, was a Dalimpo situation, a beyond air redemption. Dalimpo no yareno. Min Kanchre no, sometimes ni Hunipa, and a bit Makajan Zoo, a DVD. Tinipanan Kasana or no damn Pamuna or Babi Wuni and Kanchos as soon as we had DVD, where the Obaku. The Obayan Subation Nipanin cry. Now, Unmadia Ehu. Ubetimi Lucy Bibia and still Ubetinevia say because you afford hope. Once you lose hope, many will be because I was the most dangerous thing to lose in life, a hope. There's Antego Tokobono Mokakobono. So we need Didia and then Nikwasem Komutu Manama Radico. But baby Asantiko Tokojinano. The picture I painted their mom when he said, Coach Naka say game no a difficult. Players Nagasa must admit the money much more difficult. Medical country of Fiasi is a Kotoko, even through their heydays when they were Kotoko and then the Kotoko you Tamana Kotoko ye Kotoko no on winning game or North Africa that Morocco na Kotoko no Ghanian clubs ako 16 times you lose 19 times you lose 16 times abo draw. So even winning at Morocco, no Ghanaian club and Ako Morocco, Ako winning. In fact, North Africa honina. Ghanaian clubs are winning twice by the one back. We House of Folk in 2000 against Esperance. Sanka Kotoko ebo draw crowd Krumasia. And their chances of air qualification, Kameka say about 30%. So about draw Fiase na what did draw air qualify no? Now me catch was there or more chances with even a drawn game no will have been 30%. How much more say what be lose game no? Game na will lose here no. Why say go? Ama away team no. Ama mabenya clean sheet. Asa the ball at net. And Sako Tokobeti me you work a free no. Baby amiti Andy me raise my expectation. Na say I'm going to see my disappointed. Baby amiti say any first leg results no. Andy, I do not think Kotoko can qualify. May I some of my country me no. Say Kotoko bet me a qualified here. I do not think so. And me I will not be disappointed because that is my measurement. I mean, there must anti Kotoko. Say Kotoko not me qualifier. Then they've done what is what. The idea unthinkable. Idea me see omuntimi nyeno. Omatimi akwakoye and they will earn my praise until that is done. Andy Mekrano asem why can radio so within Kotoko circles nankasa na no mpanifo ne bebrebe andi omuni jirisa nema mehuno Kotoko travel arrangement nema bebrebe bi o maye chirin kakra bi a first leg no ba no later no moye no I just say omokra no they have to go because they need to go but say omojide so nkwa qualify there and be sure say omankasa kra no omojide no ye form when they are able to do it hallelujah but from where I sit possibility ni form
Paul Akrabi
me sure say we are got support akra na wutie say Christian na ne be ya adwen pedie hu ye first leg na course one cry no clearly difference in terms of quality of play. But this is second leg. Reverend Kofi Kasano, he mentioned Kotoko. Said the Kotoko TBA. Those times, Sanspirate, no, Ebia Edasuo. And they Kotoko Morocco Kronim, Ombe training, Ochina, Ombe Saye training, Mohammed, the 5th stadium, or Ansa, and a Friday game Nabaso. And the Kotoko, even two training sessions. Ebia omuntimi ense danya whether acclimatization ye but at least a very good so munya 2 training sessions one thing be mi dream pa coach Karim Zito Kabute when I know ni dream si bono Andy baby no ya de pa say all kwa away untimi intimidate ni bebre nhye ni bebre enti san komo ya bedi no ofia abe say those times are now or did Dreams FC Bono against Milo FC or Kowoko Bodro against Kalon FC or Kosher Kalon 2-1 against Stade Malien or Kosher Stade Malien 2-1 El Mali against Zamalek North African side Zamalek and Timan Shenu Fio. He always have a planner Ayana Otimi at the Bon away games. So for Karim Zito, so open 2 training sessions. Away. Nebia, only the feel of the weather. Nami atmo trombene the feel of Mohammed the 5th stadium turf no. Me feel say ebe prepare omo kakra e dia ko game ni. Minister Christian ya adwen. Say in terms of quality, history, BBR, all the statistics, ebake work of Morocco. Omu Oscar, they have everything. In terms of operation, referees never bedi whatever. But Karim Zito is football. Kotoko ewo a slim chance. Sometimes it happens. Ewo football mu. Ama foka Serbia Kotoko work of Morocco be waropi omo work of Morocco ebe ku Kotoko animo ase with average number of goals. Mimi wunisa say goals ni baby Pedia Karim Zito in the last Confederations Cup for the Dreams FC boy away results are not onya. The Karim Zito against Kwara and Nigeria and the qualified through baby what do we actually say he always have a model bet me a deploy on the field of play Amakotoko and some respectable scoreline. Me sure Sandy Kotoko no kobo 1-1 no mu frame no mu bar almost supporters le kwabe okay. If work of Morocco and Kotoko 5 one Kotoko 4 and now 6 Kotoko frame na omo bar supporters no ebe okay. They should avoid humiliation scoreline. Any kwaso mo trauma work of Morocco e ko dismantle wo mo at a point when Nana Kotoko bought 10 against 11 clearly now who's a Kotoko air try and found ultimate compare omu players to work of Morocco players no ebian yet ye minimum wage work of Morocco to have $40,000 for Stefan Aziski former younger midfielder no and the Andy Oka una for football wadam for Kotoko unim skawaji wadam for Kotoko say no waji. We are talking of salaries ebimoje ewo Morocco. What you say? But Ghana no financial muscles ni ense de ni bi ye muscles ni ho. Ye need that power. See a bit ska bebre sa but they are doing that. Enti me omo yikotoko free ma enye me ade wanwa. Minister Christian be ya adwen any kwan so raise your expectation. Any kwan say o dream says a Kotoko die so be so akwa 10 score line with ease is never true. Enye easy. Football is full of uncertainties. Metiasie, BBA Timisi Andy in a game, but chances of qualifying no, very slim. It cannot present Kotko me. Akonya 1-0 B. Nanyama Atene. It's football. You bet to start a game now. Now Ebia Morocco, work of Morocco, keep on Akonya red card. Now Enyama is football. But with all this, you know, Kotoko force lower expectation. My trust is in Karim Zito. Say obetimi aye there. Yeah. In his recent away games, when it comes to a Confederations Cup, now unlimited goals in the Makotoko, which I think say or the number of goals be Bagana among for Chemano. But so maybe Okonya very good score line be but to say 1-1, 2-2, and I say be lose 1-0 be Bakrana. Yenim say work of Morocco and yet the revenue say Kofi Kano on work those times. Omuba omukweni so musuru kotoko enti check de omudi bedurua enti andi work of Morocco de nyame anim no kure enye nsem asisi kran komo no komo Champions League and the normal drop ya benti ye bompa se kotoko benya very good preparation e Morocco na nyame adoma Friday omanya very good results e diaba
mira super darling po me na Royal Guest House e wo Shim School Junction baby a Grace Gift Hospital no wono Oko California full joint one ma na baby a Oko ope baby abeda wa sumedwo kama ho and also to me komo 2 and 3 red my part for groups are mo pe weekend getaway umsas was shuttle chese they pick up from the airport and baby na yedo aba chese hono security unsem nyasem getwa and insuo ne Ghanian so the tembia ne flu edema frɛ 0543556666 now ne me na pa for enkasa the new STC GH Express ultra modern bus terminal ne wasa for labor runabout total filling station e chuo me so say hona obeso ko obeso tu kwa Kumasi Accra Kumasi our luggage no brand ne mfa unko kama sansu na ekota krade ye sansu ekɔ ye tamale ni nyina no ba edo kaba na eho efe da the ten said buses no e need to drivers ne so ya train mu nyina kama oja ye do be kwa ba bedura sumdue mu ne modern waiting area advanced ticketing system the accessibility features event center shopping mall barbering shop restaurant nyina etua wasafo labor runabout total filling station the chi and I be said that TBC we ho na ye wo no aba na ye do atu kwan kama for ticketing reservation over for 0557943607 0557943607 na uno mo enso etimi akasa Ken Rose internet solution egusu providing internet connectivity edi ama ufie wadwuma ba bia ofre na obeye kama edi ama 0208282810 0208282810 na wafre Ken Rose Hills and Valley State School Makachos admission ebie from 3 months edi kusi CCS for mobra na chese yenchro wade kama teachers no wo me Montessori trained teachers say o mani kunkura no ena ba bia o mo transition ade so wo school na nkasa de utum so de akran do mu tampa ordinary school now ordinary school papa your weekend is good weekend for our friend bra na the school no so security once am there e was ropa your patase just 5-minute drive from movie house opposite Vegas Shell fuel station for school 24 it was 0504355355 0504355355 afema menka say me dimafo herbal clinic a doctor time that's na so e dey ko yare bia time yaro kase me amodin emienya bi say yare nko ade ramu e wo me dimafo herbal clinic aso e doctor time that's so now for time ento yare no so mfama atuma wugo and a doctor I was 0244774282 0244774282 na kasa Lawson about center a virgin doctor Lawson about Mr. Lawson local Mr. Lawson delay man capsules no Mr. Pebina nom this answer no ye dra say manfo eguso omo no ma eboa e ma ne nyina ekwe say dare anasem otu say wan kasa ne wan koye mfama wa Lawson about Mr. Lawson local Mr. Lawson delay man capsule Dr. Lawson do no obi anko to be Fred Dr. Lawson it was 0242133577 0242133577 Lawson about Mr. no eboa general well-being na immune system stroke diabetes hypertension cholesterol level cholesterol so and typhoid fever jaundice menstrual pains and afi when you wan ade Lawson local Mr. so enam yare do gonorrhea syphilis white candidiasis oba ensogu eden carbon ibejaw libido na wfm ni nyina na bebo stomach ulcer bebo delay man cause ne meme nyina agitum preko pese bema aho den Lawson delay man a council Jody na bibia enya kama emfa emao enum said ye one madebo ACT na menye we real quick enough yeah sorry ambitious eba no de ne na ba beto aso happy birthday kwadiama Mike and your birthday free afia from poma and say yeah wish Mike a happy birthday emfa emano sanso and we say happy birthday to Duncan over Atunsu Kuwait Kotoko and also we show a happy birthday Duncan. And we call Madam Efia Wachewa from Chief Inspector Felicia Angel, and also we show a happy birthday, Madam. Happy birthday to you. But Christian weekend we were ye mention we are not. Weekend the Ewo Bremai Udru Bremaya. Your baby Dr. Kentinka Donko Fojo, the residence on my and Mia Casa, me and a dafom no, Mema me a womi in Nia Ketwa, Madame Philomena Sapon. 63 years. There's a new penning. Me near penning. Timmy mammy penning. What I say, and that for me, Madame Philomena Sapon. This very weekend, Bremai. Just say, more than pa. Mammy on one is also Muka Crabra, Miabo Frananzi. Just say, Asem Kasiwi and Swesi Finti. Ebusiani na meka ho ye ton side free obi ase mo meka ye ho na this weekend Bremai Dr. Kentinka Donko Fojo residence on ma mo amunim Bremai fi bi ne baby American wase mo meboae na yenkra na chi kra ti ebusiano ton side free obi a mema me penyen no what I say. Yeah, sorry, ambitious a time I saw ba no abeto aso nyankopɔ ya adoma ochina yebesa nso aba na yabedi yes sports won kobo Champions League matches because we are the ones ebesa nso aba. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed. Akram.